Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on to something.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nest.
All right, good to be back at work. How you feeling, everybody? Do you like your hockey team better than you did about 36 hours ago? The general manager of your Edmonton Oilers, Stan Bowman, scheduled to join us at 4 o'clock this afternoon. He did answer a few questions yesterday prior to the Frederik Andersen signing, prior to the Matthew Joseph signing, so we'll dive into those. Jay and I will have some other questions for him. And we'll spend a lot of time on this show today looking at the team. Is the team better? Is the team worse? Does the team still have some gigantic question marks? We're going to explore all those things over the course of the afternoon. Elks at Lions, Saturday at 5. This is the touchdown Kelowna at the old Apple Bowl in Kelowna. The Lions obviously out of BC Place for a few weeks here because of the World Cup. So what's going on with our coverage on Saturday, Jay?
Yeah, Matthew Wannick and I will be doing the Green and Gold, the Commonwealth Green and Gold kickoff and post-game show right here from EST Global HQ. The kickoff show starts at 4, and then we'll roll into the post-game show at the end of the game.
Elks are 3-0. Lions are 0-3.
Who would have thought?
Is there another injury, though, here affecting the Elks?
Well, yes. So Nick Anderson has been battling a hamstring injury. Brock Mogensen now also has a hamstring injury. So it looks like their rookie first-round draft pick, Daniel Jabome out of Rutgers. That's what it looks like. Now, I don't have a depth chart in front of me, but I would expect
tomorrow, right?
Yes, yeah. And I would expect to see him starting at that middle linebacker position.
All right, and the Elks did sign another linebacker.
Correct.
Who's not necessarily going to play, Isaiah King.
Yeah, Isaiah King. He spent time with the Philadelphia Eagles. He had a very distinguished career at the University of Idaho, put up some good numbers there. Just finished last year, so he's coming in as a free agent. I think just to bring in some extra what-if depth. Because these hamstrings, man, like they're really hard to know when you are ready to go until you get into live game action.
Right.
I mean, you saw it last year with Davis Alexander, all the way to the Grey Cup. He was battling this hamstring. So the longer they can rest Nick Anderson, Brock Mogensen, the better it is long term down the rest of this regular season.
All right, and isn't that what you have right now?
Yeah, my hamstrings are dangling like
both of them?
Violin strings. Yes, you could play a song.
How'd you damage both of them?
Well, probably just overdoing it when I probably should have taken it easy on them, because that's what happens with hamstrings.
Right.
You don't know until you borderline trip running at a track in Sherwood Park, and you have to extend and react to all but fall and have a yard sale.
Right.
And then your hamstrings go kaput.
All right. So Elks at Lions, 5 o'clock Saturday. Our coverage will start at 4. The week starts tonight, right? Week 5 in the CFL. Is it the good old Stampede Bowl tonight?
Oh, well.
Toronto at Calgary. Speaking of the Stampede and events at the Stampede, Jay's play of the day today, which we'll get to in about 45 minutes or so, maybe a little sooner, is centered around a rodeo event at the Stampede.
Yes, as it should be.
Which is pretty cool. And we didn't have a Reid Wilkins show yesterday. We did have a show. It was just one continuous show. So we didn't have Wagon Wednesday. We'll have Wagon Wednesday today, even though it's Thursday with Greg Buchanan. He'll update what happened at the Ponoka Stampede, which unfortunately was partially rained out. Again. And looking ahead to the Rangeland Derby, which is, the premier event in the sport of chuck wagon racing. So Buck, he's not in studio this week, is he? Because you could leave early if he was.
He's not. No, he's not. He'll be joining us, though, from the Stampede Rodeo grounds.
That was great. That would have been the first time Buck and I were on air together in the same studio in like over 20 years.
Just like riding a bike.
We had fun.
It was.
That was fun. All right, so that's some stuff coming up today. You are a big part of the show. First of all, thanks for listening and or watching. As we know, Jay, we love getting messages from people, but we also know most people don't want to send messages or just don't. Though we did have a lot of first-time texters yesterday. Dusty was keeping an eye on the inbox, which is pretty cool. But we'd love to hear from you, and it is a big Oilers news week. It is a really big game coming up for the Edmonton Elks. It is the biggest game in Canadian soccer history in a couple of days, which we're going to be talking about today and tomorrow as well. So if you want to weigh in on any of those topics or just say hello, first of all, you can text us at 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. I encourage you to keep an eye on rivercreeresort.com and go to entertainment and click on all upcoming shows, because there may be something there, especially if you like a little bit of nostalgia, that might tickle your fancy. Like Gowan tonight, baby.
Tonight.
Strange Animal, 40th anniversary. Ziggy Marley on the 5th. David Lee Roth on the 10th. Collective Soul, July 28th. Streetheart and Lee Aaron on July 30th.
That's my Collective Soul.
Oh, yeah.
That
was heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was heavy.
Or was that? Yeah,
or
sure.
what is the other one-word title of a song that they have?
Why Part 2.
Oh, that's
December, Gel, Shine.
Maybe it's Gel.
Do they have all one-word titles? They might have all one-word titles. If you go back and look at the first song on all of Def Leppard's albums, almost all of them have either the word let or rock in it, or sometimes both. So their first album, see if I can remember, the first album, the first song, I believe, is Rock Brigade. The second album starts with Let It Go. Pyromania starts with Rock Rock Till You Drop. Hysteria departures from this. The first song is Women. Adrenalize starts with Let's Get Rocked. Slang departs from that. It starts with Truth. Euphoria starts with Demolition Man. Okay, so there is some differences. X starts with Now. But then, what does Sparkle Lounge start with? Oh, yeah. Sparkle Lounge starts with a song just called Go. And then self-titled Def Leppard starts with a song called Let's Go. So, yeah, either the word go, let, or rock is in a lot of the
Is that on purpose?
I don't know. I think they just like up-tempo.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's just go.
That sounds rocky.
Yeah. Oh, and then Diamond Star Halos, the most recent album, starts with Take What You Want. So about a little over half the albums have let, rock, or go in the title of the first song.
I don't think that's
so. If you want to submit lyrics,
because if it was on purpose, every
yeah, they would have kept it going. I guess
would have kept it going.
So, but if you want to write a song for Def Leppard, like just call it like "Time to Go Rock" or "Let's Go Rock."
Let's go rock back in time.
Rock it, go.
Rock time, go.
Anyway, 780-218-9999 is how you text us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. We love getting emails from you. Maybe you're listening on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, awesome, great audio streaming apps. If you haven't already, make us a preset or a favorite. And as I always tell you, and we got to keep doing it, spread the word about EST. Like I said yesterday, Dustin and I and Benny were here from 10 to 4 doing a free agency show. We definitely had people checking out the show for the first time ever. So we never stop growing. Like we're never going to say, you know what? We've been around long enough. We don't need to promote ourselves. It never stops in this business. Nor in most businesses. Like you were never like at Yvonne's Furniture. People know we got couches.
Oh no, you can't.
You can't.
You must keep growing, Reid. Always. If you know what they say. If you're not growing, you're stopping.
That's a very good point. Well said.
It's truth.
And
I speak the truth.
If you're on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. And we try to get over 100 thumbs every single episode of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. So click that thumbs up button. Give us a like.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, so again, Stan Bowman, GM of your Edmonton Oilers, coming up at 4 o'clock. Throughout the course of the show, Jay and I are going to be diving into some of our thoughts. We'll get some more clarity. Again, when Bowman spoke yesterday, they hadn't signed Andersen. They hadn't signed Matthew Joseph. I know Jay wants to ask him about how Ryan Shea might fit in.
Well, yeah, there's a void, right?
I want to know what Bowman I mean, there's a lot of evaluation of Bowman. I kind of want to know, like, okay, what's your big thing? Like, how do you think the team is better? You're the GM.
Yeah.
It's your job to do it. That's what I want to know. So sorry, Jay, there's something in my...
Oh, do we have breaking news?
Something in my ear here. It's getting some audio sent to me. Oh, we got a goal. There's a goal. A World Cup goal has been scored. This is from Cube. You know, we don't need that today. Again, we'll I don't think there's a lot of attendance at this game. Well, different sort of attendance. This is Group L in Area 51.
Oh.
Mulder. Scully. Skinner. A weird fish-looking man. The Peacock family.
Yes.
A shot from distance. Oh, an alien! It's an alien! The truth is out there indeed. They've abducted the advantage. The little green man makes a believer of us all. And all the smoking man can do is puff away in agony.
Oh, man, you nailed that. I mean, to include the Peacock family and the smoking man.
Yeah, I knew you would need the Peacock family.
Oh, you gotta
there.
have those weirdos on the pitch. I mean, they were probably just distracting the other team by them looking at them.
Well, they spent a lot of time just passing the ball to each other. So I guess the alien maybe teleported in and took the shot.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What a goal. Group L in Area 51. And the fun thing about playing in Area 51, I had an exhibition game there in Area 51. They don't allow anybody to know who you're playing against.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who the opponent was.
Very top secret.
So you knew that right away, eh?
I figured. Oh, yeah.
That was almost as recognizable as Cheers from the other day.
Possibly even as recognizable, Reid.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so.
Well, because really, like, there's that, but then this part coming up here.
Yeah.
That's what I really think of when I think of the X-Files.
I mean, the X-Files had a massive run.
Oh, absolutely. Like seasons 3 through 6, just prime television.
Like we weren't a big, hey, let's all gather around the TV and watch a show family, but we did watch the X-Files. Wasn't it Sunday nights?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have started on Friday and then moved to Sunday after a while. I can't remember.
Classic.
Great show. Yeah. We're just a weird-looking fish man. The British commentator was quite taken aback.
Well, I would imagine there was a lot of weird-looking individuals on that pitch, especially if the Peacocks were
I think there was a werewolf at left back.
Sure.
Yeah, could have been a lot of guys just coming in and out.
Well done.
All right. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We love getting your text. Just very, very, very quickly here, and then we'll dive deeper into it later. And we do have Stan Bowman coming up at 4 o'clock. When we were first going to sign off yesterday, when all the orders had done was trade for Devon Levi, I gave the day a D. I don't give a lot of Fs. Like, it has to be pretty bad for me to give an F. After the end of the day, at the end of the broadcasting day, I gave it a C. Then they got Frederik Andersen and Matthew Joseph. I still give it a C. I thought it was a good day, but I don't think it was a great day. I mean, maybe on December 31st, we'll be sitting here saying, oh, my God, this Ryan Shea is exactly what they needed. Oh, my God, Frederik Andersen still has a lot of life in him, and Devon Levi is this up-and-coming goalie. And maybe Shakir Mukhamadullin will look like, oh, yeah, just give him another year or two. But it's unlikely to me that all three of those moves, or, I know there was another player acquired and Kapanen came back, but in terms of new players coming in, I don't think they're all going to be home runs. If one of them is, that's pretty good. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, and I want to ask Stan Bowman this, where is the step forward? And if they've taken a step forward, is that only canceling out the step back that Leon Draisaitl said they took? And is that enough? I mean, and my opinion is not the be-all, end-all. I want to hear from other people, but that's why I'm not turning cartwheels about the day. Okay, good day. Yeah, trading Nurse, cool. Some players with potential or who have shown, Ryan Shea's an older player, but shown a good maybe start of a good few years in the NHL. Cool. I can't say that totally for sure. That's why I still stick with a C.
See, I look at it as though, Reid, the biggest job of the day was somehow moving on from Darnell Nurse. And leading up to yesterday, all signs pointed to the Oilers having to retain, which would somewhat make that a moot deal, right? If you have to retain and you bring somebody in, then how much further ahead are you?
Right.
So the Oilers, not only did they move on from Darnell Nurse, but they got back somebody that might round out their bottom pairing on defense in Mukhamadullin. So on that alone, that's a win. Now, you're right in saying the rest of the acquisitions are somewhat TBD. You don't really know how Ryan Shea is going to fit in.
Right.
And at what level is he going to play? Is that a plug and play for Darnell Nurse? Because if it is, that's a major win when you look at the term of his contract. But, Kasperi Kapanen, I think that was a fair deal at that valuation. I do like the Frederik Andersen deal. 1 year, $1 million. You're not locked up with here. You're not tied to it, right. But it does give you some flexibility and options in an area for the Oilers that needed to be addressed the most.
I will say this, though. Is there, this could just be me. Maybe I've become old and cynical.
Okay.
Is there still not a distinct possibility that the Oilers don't have a true number one goaltender? Or even a really good goaltender?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let's really simplify it. Is the Oilers goaltending better today on July 2nd than it was on June 3rd?
Well, Anderson should be, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Right? And Devon Levi, who knows? That's a TBD, but that is or was one of the hottest prospects or goalies of that area.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a full-time starter, but somebody that's been working to that level. So do you think the Oilers start then with 3 goaltenders on their active roster?
I think so, but we'll clarify that with Stan Bowman coming up for sure. All right, so Stan Bowman's going to be at 4 o'clock. We better get to the afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. The locals signed the Dandy Dane to be their keeper. The last time I read up on a Dane, it was Marmaduke in the Sunday Funnies. The Elks are going to play in the Apple Bowl. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a Granny Smith in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Boy, these mosquitoes sure are nasty. The last time I got my blood sucked like this, I was covering the Transylvanian Summer Games. I'm Chet Palmer.
That's a good one. Granny Smith, do you think... Okay, the Granny Smith, that's the green one.
The
right?
yellow, is it yellow or green?
I think it's like light green.
Okay.
Green, yeah, like a lime looking
It's
green.
a sweeter.
Yes,
or
they're
more
one of the sweeter
tart.
ones, aren't they, or whatever? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one you use for apple pie?
Oh.
Or because there is, I think, a certain apple you should use for apple pie. I'm not sure if it's. Granny
I don't
Smith
know.
Or...
I'm not sure. No.
Transylvanian Summer Games.
Yeah, I wonder what events there are.
High vump.
The stake throw. You want to avoid the javelin.
Yeah.
Avoiding the wooden stake throw.
I mean, there's got to be something.
The garlic put.
Garlic. They like garlic, or they
Hurdling garlic. No, they don't. Vampires
They
do not
can't.
like garlic. Yeah.
So it'd have to be like a garlic maze.
Escape the garlic
Escape
maze.
the garlic. Or garlic paintball.
Yeah.
Or it's because you're shooting cloves of garlic.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, garlic,
you're
garlic
literally,
paintball.
You're
Yeah.
literally killed
Yeah.
if you get hit with a paintball.
Right.
Or garlic
Oh, yeah,
ball.
it's a very vicious event. Yeah. Ched wasn't totally safe.
They can
He
pop
was-
back up, can't they?
He was a bit of a...
Can't vampires just...
Well, they live a long time, but they can be killed. Anyway, I didn't know he covered that. He's done a lot.
Would be no holy water
I don't
around
know
that
if
event.
that's a sports update, but
Oh, no,
that's a bit of just a memory. Using the mosquitoes as the jumping off point. Mex Bezzozu says they have Bloodmonton. Oh, Mex. Mex should write for this show. Well, he kind of does, actually.
Actually, I think he already does.
We just don't pay him.
Yes.
So that was the afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear. Canada Day yesterday. besides working more than I usually do, actually more than I always do,
That was a shift.
that was good. It was fun. I mean, there's
thought
a
it
lot
was
to talk about.
Okay, two things really
I think that's the longest show I've ever hosted.
because I was in
or
and out
been
of the
part
show.
of.
But look at this. Look, that's a seat.
They're not $30,000
per ticket.
We got this TSN here because this is the one in Toronto, right? Well, now they're only $2,700. Why'd they go down so much, Shawanik? Oh, okay, sorry.
Holy. They're marching to the stadium. Portugal fans. Where were we?
Canada Day, we did the show.
Oh, yeah. It was funny how you guys kept trying. Like, you're like, okay, well, I guess that's it. And then another piece of Oilers news would come in and you'd have to talk about
then
it.
once it was 3:40, I was kind of like, we're going till 4. Like we're not stopping.
And then I appreciated your World Cup updates. Those
Well,
were
that's still a
fantastic.
huge story.
Harry Kane.
Got a brace. Yeah, Belgium. Well, Belgium looked like they were going to lose. They tied it. Well, I said we could have stayed on for extra time. So I went and watched the fireworks last night, the 11 o'clock fireworks. But then Lieutenant and Eric and I were talking this morning, and this is going to take us into our off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So Lieutenant Eric and I were talking when I got in this morning that Canada Day, you're encouraged to get out there, enjoy your community, celebrate your country, have people over, have a barbecue, have a pint if you enjoy, whatever, do stuff in your city, watch the fireworks, which got to be at 11 o'clock because of all the daylight. And then, oh, by the way, you got to work the next day. So the off-topic topic is, should Canada Day celebrations always be on a weekend? So Canada Day, of course, would remain July 1st. We would recognize, hey, July 1st, everybody, it's Canada Day. Happy birthday to our country. But the celebration is always the closest Friday. Like if it doesn't already fall on a weekend. So, for example, with yesterday, we'd say, hey, it's July 1st, cool. But we work a normal day. Everybody works a normal day. Tomorrow, everybody's off, and the fireworks are Friday night. And then you still got the weekend off. So you get your day off is always attached to a Saturday or a Sunday.
See, I would be okay if Canada Day was a work day, unless it fell on the weekend.
Right.
Then it could be as so. But then the second would be the stat holiday, so that you can go and celebrate. And because it's fireworks, it's synonymous with Canada Day.
Yes.
That's probably the second biggest or the biggest fireworks day other than New Year's, I would imagine. But New Year's has New Year's Day.
Right.
So you can rest and recover from a late night. Like last night, I was in bed incredibly early, oddly early. And I was awoken to the neighbors at not a super late time. I think it was like 10:30.
Right.
Setting off fireworks. And it was like, wow, what are you doing? But yeah, I mean, there was lots to do today. So are you saying just move the stat so the day after?
The stat. So the American Thanksgiving is always what, the last Thursday of I can't remember what it was. But American Thanksgiving is always a Thursday. Now, we'd still say Canada Day is July 1st. We'd still say that's the birthday, but the stat and the celebration would be so we're guaranteed a long weekend and we don't have to work the day after Canada Day.
I mean, that would be fine.
Yes.
How do Americans do
July 4th?
Independence Day?
I'm not sure. I think they build reflecting pools and reflect.
Well, that's such a tricky one, Reid, because it's just, I think it's just that this is probably the worst day of the week for Canada Day to fall on.
Well, if it would have been today, we would have had today off and then had to work a 1 day week tomorrow.
That's 1 week or 1 day.
One day week.
Easy peasy. And B, we're also getting old.
Yes, we are.
So, like what did the young guys? Coob, did you celebrate Canada Day late to the evening last night?
No, it was my mom's birthday, so I celebrated her birthday instead.
Okay.
Went to Denny's. Was going to go see fireworks, but I thought,
So where did you
old.
see fireworks?
The ones from downtown, the ones right over the city of Edmonton ones
Like
that
Churchill
they
Square?
launched down. No, the ones they launched down by
Kinsman?
Husky House. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The ones.
yeah.
Were they good?
So I walk down from my place and stand on the promenade and look over the high level bridge. Yeah, well, they're always good, right?
Do you remember when the high level bridge had the big waterfall on
I
Canada
do.
Day?
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was neat.
Yeah. So anyway, Confide says people have their birthday parties on a different day from their actual birth. Keep July 1st as a stat, but do the celebration on the nearest weekend.
See, I think that could get some legs, but that would take a lot of time to say, okay, it's Canada Day, but we're going to have our Canada Day party.
I think people
on
would
the weekend
get used to it quite quickly.
I don't know. Change is hard.
Spency 5 cents, he says, keep Canada Day always July 1st. Suck it up. Fair.
That is fair.
And I mean, I guess it's about, well, there's a 4 in 7 chance Canada Day is going to, well, then again, if Canada Day were a Monday, you'd get the Monday off, but you'd have to work the Tuesday.
So it'd be a long weekend.
Yeah. So maybe that one would just stay the same. But otherwise, I'm saying you do it on the nearest Friday.
Well, you're almost forced to stay up late if you want to take in fireworks.
Yeah, if you want to do for something fireworks related. So anyway, Copper Girl says our town has fireworks June 30th at midnight.
I
Interesting.
see what they've done there.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing what town?
What is the... Coop, can you mute that TV when you got a sec? Sorry, I'm very distracted by noises. I am getting old, eh?
Library Pat in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. I agree that it has always seemed like July 1st celebrations make no sense when the following day is a work day for many people. My suggestion is that the fireworks should happen on June 30th, much like Copper.
Right. So you'd work June 30th. You'd go do Canada Day stuff in the evening. All the evening stuff would be the evening of June 30th. There'd be daytime stuff July 1st and maybe some stuff in the early evening on July 1st. But the fireworks would not be, or there could be an additional fireworks July 1st, I guess. All right. So give us your opinions on that. Text us 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Remember, if you are on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Smash the like button. We want to get over 100 thumbs at the very minimum. Stan Bowman is going to join us at 4 o'clock, GM of the Edmonton Oilers. Here's the Coob with the sports update.
In Elks news, the Green and Gold have added linebacker Isaiah King to their practice roster. The American spent the past 5 years with the University of Idaho and had a cup of coffee with the Eagles in the NFL after signing with the team as an undrafted free agent following this year's draft. And the Stampede Bowl that gets Week 5 going in the CFL. The Stamps Argos hit the turf at 7. Edmonton plays on Saturday against BC, and a pair of matches are left to go in the World Cup today. Croatia and Portugal hit the pitch at 5. Winner moves on to play Spain, who just beat Austria 3-0. Later on at 9, Switzerland and Algeria kick off. For Montreal, 25-year-old Jakub Dobiš is re-upped with the Habs on a 3-year deal worth nearly $5.5 million per season. Meanwhile, the Flames, they've acquired Jacob Middleton and a trio of mid-round picks from the Wild in exchange for Blake Coleman and Oli Mata. In Raptors news, head coach Darko Rajakovic has inked a multi-year deal to stay with Toronto. In one game's live in baseball, currently Marlins down 11-4 to the Rockies, bottom 6th inning. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Get your single game tickets today and be there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. Lock in your seats now at goelks.com/tickets. The Reid Wilkins Show continues here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Following the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
2 guys and a
I think
goalie.
there's something there. He's 24 right now, going through the pitfalls, the highs and lows of the American League and trying to get to the NHL. And he's got a fresh start now. That's a cool thing for a guy to have. And we'll see how it goes. It might work, it might not. But I did like the fact that they went and got Devon Levi.
Yeah.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
This summer, River Cree Resort and Casino welcomes reggae royalty for an evening with one of the world's most inspiring entertainers, Ziggy Marley. 9-time Grammy winner, Emmy winner, activist, storyteller, musician, legend. Ziggy Marley, The Bright Side Tour. July 5th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. Zach Kubish is at the technical desk at 4 o'clock. We are scheduled to be joined by the general manager of your Edmonton Oilers, Stan Bowman. We got the latest from Elks practice as well. We'll do Wagon Wednesday today for the World Professional Chuck Wagon Association and Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. So a lot to cover. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. So here's the deal. The July wing flavor of the month.
Oh, drum roll.
Here's the reveal.
Hang on. Where is it?
The July wing flavor of the month, mango jalapeno. Or jalapeno, as some would say.
Mango jalapeno.
Flame grilled wings tossed in a bold mango jalapeno glaze that brings the perfect balance of sweet heat.
That is a good combination.
Yeah.
Mango sauces and mango barbecue sauces have become very popular. Mango hot sauces.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll have to try it.
I'm excited.
69 cents wings, of course, every Wednesday. So the wing flavor of the month, Canadian Brewhouse, mango jalapeno. Whew. Good stuff.
Excited.
I'm excited for that as well. Excited for the Elks game coming up on Saturday. Portions of this hour are presented by your Edmonton Elks. So a road game this weekend, back home a week from today.
Yeah, July 9th.
Thursday, July 9th. It's the Salute to Service game presented by YEG Plus. YEG Plus or YEG Plus?
You know what, Reid? I'm going to say YEG Plus.
YEG Plus, July 9th at 7. Lock in your seats during the kickoff to summer sale. Select seats, $20 for adults, $10 for kids. Get there early and experience the Brick Kid Zone and a pregame flyover. Pretty cool. So that game is against the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Correct.
So the next 3 games are Lions, Red Blacks, Lions.
Yes.
So in Kelowna and then 2 back in Edmonton. Pretty exciting. From practice today, Jason Milne dropped by practice, and you asked Mark Killam about the week of practice.
Yeah, not bad. Jury's to be decided on that one. We got to see where we're at. I mean, we got some guys that are pushing through some stuff. It was hotter this week, first time we've really had some heat, so we got to push through that. But good thing is we still got a little bit of time to make sure we're prepared to play.
Okay. Mark was on the Mark Killam show Tuesday and asked him about the long, heading into Winnipeg, it was a short week. Then they get an extra couple days and they were back on the field, I believe, Sunday. And we had asked them, hey, how's that going? Because it's kind of a mini bye in some aspects. And at the time on Tuesday, he had said the practice wasn't really going that great, essentially. I asked him again today, and it seems like this may have not been the best week of practice for the Elks. Okay. Now, they are battling injuries. They've had a longer period on field.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what version of the Elks show up in Kelowna on Saturday. This is a game that is, I think, a must win or as close to a must win for the BC Lions as there is. Going down to 0-4 against a divisional opponent who's going to gain one on you. I mean, Elks fans, you know it. It's tough to come back from, and it's tough to gain that extra game or game in hand come down the end of the regular season, right?
So the Elks have a chance to have a 4-game lead on the Lions with 14 games left.
Massive.
And plus the Lions would have to pass, forget about passing the Elks. They got to pass the team with 1 win first.
Well, and getting the tiebreaker as well. If that were to come into play, that gets a leg up on that. So I'm really interested. If the Elks can go in there and play the way they can win this game. Now, I'm not sure how that looks because, like I said, they are battling through some injury, specifically at that middle linebacker position. It hasn't been right since Nick Anderson hurt his hamstring. I believe that was in week 1.
Yeah.
So that's a huge that's a huge hole to fill in terms of the defense, especially, that middle linebacker spot. And I'm not sure they've had the greatest week of practice, Reid. So I don't know. I'm maybe not as bullish on the Elks this Saturday as I have been in past weeks. I'll just be honest with you.
Certainly the red zone production for the offense needs to improve. Here's center David Beard.
Definitely, it's been a focus all week, and I'm sure you've heard Killam talk about it too. But it was a priority for this week, and making sure that we can kind of clean up some of those areas. It was clear. You look at the film; like those are some areas of weakness that we wanted to work on, and we have. And we've made the adjustments, and now we're going to see how we can execute on it. So.
Well, Coach Killam also spoke on the red zone efficiency and how a lot of those were mental errors. And that comes down to getting in the film room, seeing your mistakes and making sure you can remedy them. You're afforded more time on a week like this to get in the film room and break down your performance as opposed to just looking at what the Lions are doing. So that's a big plus. If this Elks offense, Reid, can put up points, like say 28 or more points, I feel they should win. Now I think that's a big ask though.
Well, I mean, the Elks are not going to go 18-0. The Lions are not going to go 18.
True.
So as I've been saying, there's going to be a tough game or two along the way. Having said that, you always want to win the next one. And then the Elks look like a team that they are going to be in every game. They don't look like a team that we've seen in recent years where it's like after the first quarter, well, okay, it's only 7-0 maybe, and then at halftime it's like, well, it's only 13-3 maybe, and then at the end of the third quarter it's like, oh, it's 23-6. and then they lose, 42-13. They don't look like that team that lets games get out of hand.
Well, and why? Because of the defense.
Because of their defense.
Their defense has been able to keep them in games that they might have not been able to be in last year or years prior. Another fun fact for this game, this is the first time since October of 2019 that the Edmonton Elks enter a game against BC having a better win-loss record than them.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's a fun fact. I guess
Edmonton
it makes sense. So, yeah.
Edmonton was 7-8, and BC was 5-10.
In 2019?
2019.
And I think that was the game. Was that the last home win? I think that was the last home win before the big drought. And when Riley broke his wrist, remember? Was that October 2019?
October 12th, 2019.
I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it.
But, I mean, look, the Elks have a great defense. They still have the best running back in the CFL. They have a quarterback that's throwing the ball very efficiently. They have receivers and playmakers in the receiving core.
Yeah.
So, I'm just looking at this realistically. And from a coach that, I'll just be honest, seemed a little bit lackluster in what his thoughts were on this week of practice.
Was he perturbed, what do you think? Was that your read?
But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That could stand some people and snap them into attention rather quickly.
Okay. So, of course, more on the Elks throughout the course of this show. Tomorrow as well. And then Saturday at 4 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show with Jay Milne and Matthew Wannock. And then they're on right after the game as well. Elks and Lions is a 5 o'clock start. Jay's play of the day coming up. This is a fun one. I sprinkled on it. I sprinkled more than I usually do on Jay's play of the day. And it's, I'm using my game sense. I'm a pretty light sprinkler.
I'm a rodeo guy. What can I say?
But this is a medium light sprinkle I put on it.
Maybe a sprinkle with a light tinkle.
And at 4 o'clock, we got Stan Bowman, the GM of your Edmonton Oilers. Here's the coup.
Elks news, the Green and Gold have signed linebacker Isaiah King to the practice roster. The American spent the past 5 years with the University of Idaho and had a cup of coffee with the Eagles in the NFL after signing with the team following this past year's draft. Down the road, the Stampede Bowl gets going at 7 o'clock. It's the Argos at Stamps to kick off Week 5 in the CFL World Cup action. Round of 32 continues. Croatia and Portugal hit the pitch at 5. Winner moves on to play Spain. After that, Switzerland and Algeria kick off at 9. In the NHL, 25-year-old Jakub Dobiš, he's re-upped with the Habs on a 3-year deal worth nearly $5.5 million per season. In other news, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Raptors, has inked a multi-year extension to stay in Toronto. Right now, in baseball, 1 game's live. Marlins down 12-4 the Rockies, bottom 7th inning, and at 4:40. The White Sox and Guardians will battle. This sports update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment today. More with Reid Wilkins, Shea Milne. Following the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Oil Stream.
Doc, don't mind. Here's hoping that he signs. I like him as a player.
I think that's something that gets done, right?
I think he's wanting to be here in Edmonton. But Jorventi, that whole situation still kind of confuses me. And then Spencer Stastny. When he came in, kind of like a lot of players when the Oilers, there was like, oh, you know what? The Oilers actually did okay with this. And then
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage presents.
Hi, I'm Alistair Johnston with Canada Soccer. My only dream was to become a professional footballer. Looking back at that young kid, here I am, now representing my country.
From local fields to the world stage, Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Canada Soccer.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
This summer, River Cree Resort and Casino welcomes reggae royalty for an evening with one of the world's most inspiring entertainers, Ziggy Marley. 9-time Grammy winner, Emmy winner, activist, storyteller, musician, legend. Ziggy Marley, The Bright Side Tour. July 5th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Somewhere, someone is sitting on a patio that is literally part of the parking lot. They're hot, uncomfortable, and bored. Do not be that person. The Canadian Brewhouse has a rooftop, real turf, misters, fire tables, patio games, big screens, and zero reason to be bored. This summer, your standards are higher than a parking lot, and you know it. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Hey, I want to remind you the next generation of NHL stars coming back to Alberta this summer. Tickets on sale now for the 2026 Hlinka Gretzky Cup in Edmonton. Visit hlinkagretzkycup.ca. Click on tickets to get a seat for a first-hand look at the future of hockey. All right, Stan Bowman at the top of the hour, so that's in about 14 or 15 minutes. We have some questions ready for him. I want to talk about Frederik Andersen, Matthew Joseph. Those were announced after he did a media availability yesterday. We want to look at how some other things from yesterday shook down and where he thinks the team is going. How much better are they based on his work yesterday, and how's he going to use the cap space and all those kind of fun things. All right, speaking of fun things.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day
is presented by Play Alberta. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. playalberta.ca/EST. You have to be 18 and older to play. And if you gamble, use your game sense.
Well, Reid, I opened up the Play Alberta site today, and I was pleased and delighted to see a little tab there called the Calgary Stampede Rodeo. Calgary Stampede kicks off tomorrow. Obviously, we'll be joined by Greg Bucky Buchanan for Wagon Wednesday for the World Professional Chuck Wagon Association. But for now, I went through some of the events, and there was one that stood out to me, Reid. So if you go right now, you can just bet on who's going to win the entire event. Okay. Who's going to win the $50,000 prize money 10 days the following Sunday. Okay. Cassie Mowry is the world number one ranked barrel horse rider. She finished second at the Stampede last year. Okay. Then she went on to win in Greeley, Colorado, San Angelo, and the Houston Rodeo, which is a big event to finish the year. She won the world title last year. She is the current number one in the World Pro Rodeo Association rankings. Okay. This is crazy. She's only competed in 10 rodeos.
Sorry, where's she from again?
I think she's from Texas.
Okay.
She's only competed in 10 rodeos and is by far and away leading in prize money.
All right.
She's $40,000 ahead in prize money, and she's only competed in 10 events. The second place is $40,000 behind her. That person has competed in 29 events.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when she rides, she wins.
She wins. Okay.
All right. So this was plus 290. It's been boosted to plus 10. That's Cassie Mowry to win Calgary Stampede barrel racing. You head over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials, and you will see Jay's play of the day, Calgary Stampede, Cassie Mowry to win, plus 310. And Reid, always remember, hang on, just a little bit of a teaser here.
Yeah.
There will be some chuck wagon plays going on.
Oh, good. Okay.
During the week, possibly tomorrow. I got to ask Bucky his thoughts first.
So she's from Dublin, Texas.
Yeah.
Joined the World Pro Rodeo Association in 2003. Career earnings of $1.67 million.
Pretty good.
In 2025, she earned $403,000. Yeah.
She's coming on.
Like you said, just won her second consecutive world title.
She's coming on, Reid.
So she's good. She's good.
So head on over, playalberta.ca, or for more details, go to playalberta.ca/EST. And Reid, always remember to use your game sense.
I love that you went there.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
We'll have Stan Bowman in about 9 or 10 minutes. He's scheduled to join us at 4 o'clock. Kyle Lowry getting ready to retire here, reported by Sportsnet's Michael Grange, 20 years in the NBA. A lot of, TSN is all World Cup all the time, and why wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
But the two remaining matches today are both in Canada, right? So we had Spain beat Austria 3-0. That was in LA. I didn't sit and watch the whole game, but it was one of those matches. Whenever I felt I looked up, Spain had the ball
dominated,
and were quite strong. They flexed, I guess. Is that what the kids say?
I believe.
Quite a flex by Spain. They
were not
today.
sus.
No. Croatia, Portugal is in Toronto. That's at 5 Mountain Time. And then at 9 o'clock Mountain Time, you got Switzerland, Algeria, because this was the group Canada was trying to win and stay in Vancouver. So this is the last game in Toronto, and then there's one more in Vancouver after this.
Correct.
Right? Okay. So big day. 2 games in Canada. 3 more round of 32 games tomorrow, and then Saturday the round of 16 starts with Canada and Morocco at 11 and Paraguay, France at 3. We are rolling along. I'm gonna miss the World Cup. When it's
big
gone.
time.
I mean, there's massive games. You see all the national pride, the fans chanting, cheering, crying. Like it's quite a spectacle.
Now, is part of it because my wife asked me this question literally last night? Like, why does it feel like we're more into the World Cup this year? And I said, well, it's in our time zone. That's a big help, is it not?
Yeah.
I mean, Canada, is very relevant, but if this was somewhere in Europe and all these games were 7 hours different,
it would depend.
It would take away from it a bit, for sure.
Well, we'll talk about that more, maybe for buying or selling.
Let's do it
for Damon Bunting. We'll do the 4 o'clock break now because Stan Bowman is scheduled to call in here right at 4. That'll be the oil understood for GCL Diesel. Here's the break.
The Lock Shop.
Being here in Winnipeg, we don't expect much to happen on the 1st of July. But to be honest, I think the Jets made 2 of the best signings, both from need and term and value in the entire thing. I mean, to get Stuart Skinner on a 2-year deal at less than $4 million he's making like less than Kevin Lankinen and, a few other guys. I mean, that's a great ad.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Looking for a delicious meal without the hassle? Head to Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park, your home of the game day meal. From handcrafted fresh pasta with rich homemade sauces to ready-to-heat family meals, Pasta Pantry brings authentic Italian flavor straight to your table. For over 30 years, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in our kitchen. We do it fast so you can slow down. Visit Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park today and taste the difference fresh makes. Pasta Pantry, real food, real fast, real good.
Kickoff is coming. Are you in? July 9th. Elks, Red Blacks at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Salute to Service presented by YEG Plus. Come early for a pregame flyover and help us celebrate the heroes and first responders who make our communities great. Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. The best way to experience it is being there when it happens. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year. Get your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
NHL news, second overall pick Ivar Stenberg has signed his 3-year entry-level contract with the Sharks. Meanwhile, 25-year-old Jakub Dobiš has re-upped with the Habs on a 3-year deal worth nearly $5.5 million per season. As for the Elks, they've signed linebacker Isaiah King to the practice roster. Following this year's NFL draft, the 6'3" American signed a contract with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent. Down the QE2, it's the Stampede Bowl tonight. Argos at Stamp. 7 o'clock start. No Reggie Bigleton for Calgary. He's out with a knee injury. And the round of 32 continues in the World Cup. Croatia and Portugal hit the pitch at 5. Winner moves on to play Spain. And later on tonight, Switzerland and Algeria kickoff at 9. To basketball, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Raptors, has signed a multi-year extension to stay in Toronto. And right now in baseball, just one game's live. Currently bottom 8th inning, the Rockies up 13-4 on the Marlins. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. Hope you had fun Canada Day, celebrating however you so chose, however you so chose, yes.
Chose.
Yeah. We're right away, we're going to have the, this is already into the Oil Understood, presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Stan Bowman scheduled to join us here in the next couple minutes. GM of your Edmonton Oilers. Turned out to be a pretty significant day for the Oilers. Yesterday, goaltender Frederik Andersen signs. Fresh off winning a Stanley Cup with the Carolina Hurricanes. He didn't play the last couple of games, but a significant contributor. He had incredible stats.
He was the Conn Smythe winner early on, through the second round, was he not? Projected?
Yeah, he would have been up there for sure. Yeah. They had a lot of candidates, but absolutely. Matthew Joseph is brought in. My first memory of him wasn't he the guy Lucic went after and was sitting on him, punching him when the Oilers were playing the Lightning? So he's brought in. Ryan Shea, an interesting guy on defense. I was going to say kind of a late bloomer. Not kind of a late bloomer. He is a late bloomer with a big season at the age of 29. Obviously, Darnell Nurse is traded. Shakir Mukhamadullin coming the other way. Another player coming the other way. So that's pretty significant as well. And we'll see. A lot of our discussion is going to be how how much better do you think Zach Sharp, of course, the other player from San Jose, how much better are the Oilers? How pleased are you about the free agency day? I think it turned out to be a good day. I don't know if it's going to be a home run. I think there are some players here and positions still with question marks hanging over them. So we want Stan to talk about that or give us his look at why some of these players are coming in, why some of the moves were made, and where they go from here, because now there is a little bit of flexibility here with the cap, and we'll get him to touch on that as well. So Stan Bowman is going to join us. We got him already, Coop? Perfect timing. All right. Stan Bowman, the GM of your Edmonton Oilers, is on the Oil Country Towing hotline. Stan, you're on with Reid Wilkins and Jason Milne. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
We're doing great. We appreciate you taking time to join us. We'll dive right in here because I know you're busy. You did do an availability yesterday, but a couple of signings after that. Significantly fresh off winning a Stanley Cup, Frederik Andersen is signed. He's had an awesome career. He had an awesome playoff. I think maybe if there were concerns with him that I would bring up, the regular season numbers maybe weren't as good as some of his other years, and he has had injury trouble throughout the course of his career. So in that context, how do you look at the signing, and what do you hope Freddie can bring?
Well, yeah, I mean, coming off a great season here where he led his team in the playoffs and did a great job. You're right. He hasn't played as much the last few seasons because he's been injured. But that's part of the reason that I think our game plan for next year is perfect setup for him. We've got him coming in and he doesn't have to shoulder the biggest load as far as number of games. We can give him the appropriate rest because we're going to have a 3-goalie system next year. So, I mean, he's an experienced goalie who's had a lot of success in the most recent season. Being able to get his team all the way to the championship is certainly important to us, but also he has a history with Mike Babcock, and Mike was very excited about this possibility to bring in Freddie from his time together in Toronto. And obviously Freddie's motivated here to build on what he just went through in Carolina and the success he found. So, he is older, but with that, he hasn't played as many games the last few seasons. So I think it's going to work out great for us.
Stan, you mentioned having 3 goalies on the roster. I'll apologize for asking the cynical question, okay? Like there's a saying in football, if you have a 2-quarterback system, you don't have one. I'm sure you're going to get asked this by other people. If you're riding in with 3 quarterbacks or 3 goalies, like who's really your guy? And as you know, the goaltending position has been a hot topic here in oil country. So do you have a number 1, or are you hoping for a guy to rise up and grab the spot? How do you look at the 3?
I think it's actually going to be more common in the coming years. I mean, a few teams have done it this past year, Buffalo and Carolina. They both had a lot of success. If you think about it, they made it, they both had good seasons, Carolina all the way. And I wouldn't be surprised for this to be more common. It's been uncommon for sure in the past, but I think the way the schedule goes and, the goalies in the modern game, they're just not playing 60, 70 games a year. And so I think having more options is better. It's probably harder if you have 3 veteran goalies. We have a younger goalie here in Levi who's just coming into it. So we don't want to overload him either as he's getting his NHL experience going. So, and we've got Freddie who has missed some time the last few years. So I think in this situation, I guess it depends on the mixture that you have, but, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a common occurrence in the coming years, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, you always have to be willing to adapt as you go along, but I don't think there's a big benefit in anointing one goalie as the number 1 guy in July, or even in November. I think it's just, you gotta win games, and whoever can help you win those games will figure that out. And I think it becomes clear as the season goes on which goalies are playing better or which ones are deserving of more games and more opportunities.
Stan, also after your initial availability yesterday, you signed Matthew Joseph. I was saying to Jay here just before you called in, my first memory of him, I don't know how well you remember this because I think you would have been with the Hawks, was he really irritated Milan Lucic in a game when Luch was on the Oilers, and I think it ended with Lucic sitting on him, which I don't mind if he can get out there and irritate players, but what do you expect Matthew Joseph to bring?
The biggest thing he brings is speed. He's always been one of the faster players in the league, and I think, when you get to be his age, I think you start to realize your role. And I think the last year or two, I think he's accepted that, he's more of a role player now at this point in his career. And I think when you're younger, sometimes you get frustrated if you're not getting more offensive opportunities. But, he's embraced what he is right now. And I think, DJ Smith had him as a head coach in Ottawa. And then most recently when DJ took over in Los Angeles, they acquired him right before the trade deadline. And DJ was explaining to me that he really saw like a maturity and a growth in Matthew's game to where he still has the same speed, but he was a shot blocking machine. He was very physical. He was aggressive. He's kind of added that to his style of play. And maybe he wasn't that way when he was 24, but now that he's at this point in his career, I think he knows how to contribute to a team. So I think he's going to bring speed and penalty kill, and those are two things that I think we didn't do well last year.
Oilers GM Stan Bowman joining us here. You alluded to obviously the history with head coach Mike Babcock and Frederik Andersen. How involved was Coach Babcock in the signing of Andersen as well as the other acquisitions from yesterday?
Yeah, he was instrumental with Freddie because he had a relationship with him. He called him a few times and talked about the opportunity in Edmonton. And then some of the other moves that we made, Mike's not as, he watched video on these players that we brought up, and, he was excited about them. He didn't have a lot of recent experience with them because he hasn't been in the league, but he did some work for us and watched them and understood what they could bring, and he was supportive of it. So it's been good to have him into the process. And same thing with DJ. DJ's been in the league. He was recently a head coach, and he's got a lot of relevant recent experience and a book on these players. So we tapped into that for sure.
You successfully moved on from Darnell Nurse. It left a hole in your defensive top four. Do you believe Ryan Shea can fill that void and possibly improve your top four?
Yeah, I think Ryan's got a lot of impressive characteristics to his game. He's a bit of a later bloomer in his career. Like he played all 4 years of college and then a couple years in the American League. And I think, the thing I was impressed with him when I was talking to him, because I drafted him, and in Chicago, we didn't sign him coming out of college because we had a lot of other defensemen, and turns out it was a mistake on our part. But he was never in a big hurry, and I say that in a complimentary way. Like, he knew he had to keep improving his game, and his footwork and his skating was the one thing that wasn't quite there back. This was, over 7 years ago now. And he worked at it. He worked at it hard. He was one of the top American League defensemen for a couple of years. And then he graduated to the NHL. And then you saw how he had a breakout year this year with his ability to make plays. He's always had good skill. Like, that was why we drafted him, was really more of his offensive game, his playmaking. But now that he's sort of progressed and matured as a player, he was a top penalty killer last year, but he still had over 30 points, and he's got the ability to make plays and score, get into the attack. And he's always had a really good mind for the game as far as his instincts and how to play when he doesn't have the puck. So yeah, I expect him to play a big role, and we expect Wallman to play a big role next year. And then you look at, obviously, Ekholm, we know what he is. So I think the left side of our defense is pretty strong, and Mukhamadullin is able to play on the right side or the left side. So I think we've got a lot of options now, much more so than we did last year.
Oilers GM Stan Bowman joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Cap space, the beauty of the internet, Puckpedia and those websites, they got you at just over 7. There are some RFA contracts that have to be cleared up, so we can speculate that there'll be a few million left. What do you want to do that? Do you want to use it up this summer, or would you like to go into a season with a little bit of space? Can you share your approach there?
Yeah, we would like to. We're in a much different spot than we've been the 2 years I've been here, where we were right up against it that first year. Really no cap space all year. You're walking a tightrope, and that's just difficult to ever be in a position to pivot in the middle of the year when players become available. And if you have no cap room, you just can't get those players. So I think we're going to have a lot more options this year. Yeah, we may add a player between now and the start of the year. It would be a forward more than anything. We've got the 3 goalies, and we've got 8 solid defensemen. So I don't think we're doing anything there. So if we added a player, it would be up front. But we may not. But I think if either way, we're going to have much more cap room than we have. And I think it puts us in a good spot. You don't have to go spend it all now. There's opportunities during the year, or certainly at the deadline. But even before the deadline, sometimes players become available middle of the year. And if you don't have cap room, it's really difficult to make those transactions. So I like the position that we're in right now.
Stan, when it was a frustrating season. I think, I was there for your season end availability. I think Leon called it a step back year. It was frustrating to lose in the first round. As I'm sure your work, the Oilers' work, is being evaluated yesterday. I personally, I think you had a good day. I don't know if me as an observer can call it a great day yet till I see how some of these guys pan out, but I'm hoping, and I think a lot of people are hoping, you make up that step back that Leon referred to, and maybe even more. So I guess my question would be, hey, how would you convince somebody? Someone sees you at the coffee shop and says, Stan, what do you like most about what you did? How is this team taking a step forward now?
Well, the other big thing is we have a different coaching staff, not just the players. But I think part of the problem last year was we had a group of players that underperformed, and they're good players. They didn't play to their top level, and we need to get more out of the guys that were here. And I'm confident that Mike Babcock and DJ are going to help us get that. I think they have a different approach to how they're going to run the team, and I think it's going to try to build up some of our more peripheral players to have important roles. And so we do have some new players as well, no question. And so I think when you add that all up, there's a lot of optimism for how this team is going to look. And even some of the players that were here last year and maybe didn't play their best, I'm hoping and expecting for the way that Mike runs the team to be different, and for our team's performance to be much better.
Stan, if you don't mind, I'm just going to throw you one more, and this is actually an audience-generated one because a lot of people are posting in our chat or texting in about a specific player. So I'll ask you about that player because he's a younger player that hopefully is going to be important here in the future. Where are you at with Ike Howard? How do you look at his last season, and where do you see him hopefully going this year now?
Yeah, I think Ike had a great first year as a pro in the American League. To go in there and score as many goals as he did, I think he took a step forward. The biggest thing I noticed with his progress was not just his offensive game and scoring goals, but he became a much more active player, pursuing the puck, pounding the puck when he didn't have it. He was a little more stationary when he started out, and I think, as a younger player, especially as a goal scorer, sometimes that's the way they play, because they kind of lurk in the background, and then when they get the moment, they can score. But we were trying to get some different habits out of him, and he definitely took that to heart. He worked at his game and became a lot more involved when he didn't have the puck, but he still scored a lot of goals. I think he's one of those guys that, he's able to put the puck in the net from distance, or doesn't need a ton of chances to be able to convert it to a goal. So those things translate to the NHL, and I think it's going to be important for our team to have someone like that. Like, we don't have a lot of pure scorers. Like, if you think of our group, we've got Connor and Leon score, and Zach Hyman. Those three guys score a lot of goals. After that, we don't really have a lot of natural, goal scorers. We have guys that have different skill sets and important players. But he's someone that, we expect to contribute that way and putting the puck in the net. And, as long as he can continue on that path like he was last year, I think he's got a bright future.
All right. And I guess, sorry, just quickly, I got to ask about the PK, because it was not good in the playoffs. I thought very up and down during the regular season. I know you touched on a little bit, but some of yesterday's moves at least, and maybe the coaching staff, I think you got to have a better PK to keep the goals against down, regular season and playoffs.
Yeah, there's no question. I think it's usually two aspects to that. One of them is the system that you play, and then the second is the players playing that system. So I think we're going to, adapt some things from the way we were tactically killing last year. And I think DJ's, got some new ideas, and his DJ is going to run the PK. And I think, not just himself, it's going to be a coaching effort, but I think that DJ's had a lot of success in the past with the penalty kill. So, I think in collaboration with Paul McFarland and Mike Babcock, they're going to develop a system that we believe can work. And then, we have Murphy and Dickinson, who we re-signed. They were part of a big penalty kill success in Chicago, and Matthew Joseph has killed. Ryan Shea was one of the top penalty killing defensemen in the league last year. So now we have him. Even Mukhamadullin is a guy who's got a lot of experience in the power play. So I think we've got the players now. They have to get on the same page and get familiar with each other, but I'm hopeful that that's going to be a part of the improvement.
Stan, we really appreciate your time. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'm sure, if we don't see it sometime this summer, we'll see you at training camp.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Right on. Stan Bowman checking in, the oil understood for GCL Diesel, the GM of your Edmonton Oilers. Okay, Jay and I are going to break it down. I think he gave a lot of good information.
Sure.
He shared his thoughts. Whenever we do an interview like that, I know some people are going to say that was great. Some people are going to say, no, I don't like anything this guy does. We're here to hear from you. But a couple of things for me are really big headlines. Well, not headlines, but are bigger talking points or bigger pieces of information. You have 3?
No, that's the number of goalies they're going to run in, right?
That's one of them. yeah, but we'll get into that, because he said a couple other things that piqued my interest. A couple other things where I was pretty sure what he was going to say, but I needed to make sure that's what he was going to say, so I'm glad he did, certainly with the penalty kill. So we're going to dive into that when we get back. Happy to hear from you about what you just heard from Stan Bowman and about the Oilers, last day and a half or so with free agency. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. They have the Tap 25 $21.99 prime rib special, 7 days a week except show nights, 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. That's available for dine in and take out. Post in the nasty chat on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, click that thumbs up button if you haven't already. And of course, you can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. Here is the Coop.
NHL news, second overall pick Ivar Stenberg has signed his 3-year entry-level deal with the Sharks. Meanwhile, 25-year-old Jakub Dobiš has re-upped with the Habs on a 3-year contract worth nearly $5.5 million per season. In Elks news, they've signed linebacker Isaiah King to the practice roster following this year's NFL draft. The 6'3" American signed a contract with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent. And down the QE2, it's a Stampede Bowl tonight. Argos at Stamps for a 7 o'clock start. Reggie Bagleton is sidelined for Calgary. He's out with a knee injury. Round of 32 action continues at the World Cup. Croatia, Portugal hit the pitch at 5 o'clock. Winner moves on to play Spain. And later tonight, it's Switzerland and Algeria closing things out. To basketball, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Raptors, he's inked a multi-year extension to stay with Toronto. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Edmonton is expecting some changes this offseason, and I'm talking about your flooring. Paramount Flooring brings over 30 years of trusted service and expert installation. No permission is needed to speak with them. Visit their showroom, open 7 days a week, or online at paramountflooring.ca. The Oilers discussion continues following the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
A new season starts tomorrow, July 1st. In 2024, this was a really good team, a really good contending team that had really good players on it, and they were at all the different positions. And it's been downgraded. Leon's word, this team, led by the management group, Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman, have downgraded this team.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Here's to the beautiful lakes and stunning landscapes Canada has to offer. And for the kayak, camping gear, and summer toys you use to enjoy them? Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca. Happy Canada Day.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Okay, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We just had Oilers GM Stan Bowman on the show. We're going to break that down. I want to remind you, the Edmonton Elks visit the BC Lions Saturday at 5. I don't know what this gesture is. Well, that's the week, Saturday at 5.
Nice.
We were quite alarmed today. Benny was putting things in order in years, and he was putting the most recent year on the left and the oldest year on the right. And I was like, don't you do it in the order you read? So he
left to right.
Yeah, he changed
that.
That
should be
like
the numerical
it should
order.
go 1960, 1968, 1974,
Agreed.
left to right, not 2012, 2008.
You want to hear something diabolical?
Yes.
My mother-in-law puts her cards, like for playing crib.
Yeah.
She'll put them in reverse order in her hand.
See, that I could understand
like
because
high to low.
That I could understand because you want to
Really?
see your highest card first. Yes, that I could
Okay.
understand. Anyway, Elks at Lions, 5 o'clock. The Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show will start at 4, and portions of this hour are presented by Commonwealth Stadium, so that the rugby we've been telling you about, the inaugural World Rugby Nations Cup, which brings world-class rugby to Edmonton, is this weekend. July 4th is Saturday. And these games are at Clark. These games are actually
Correct.
at Clark, presented by Commonwealth Stadium. July 4th, Canada at Spain. And then on July 11th, next Saturday, you got a double header. Tonga's going to play Spain and Canada's going to play Portugal. And the second match of the day, get those tickets at ticketmaster.ca. Portions of this hour presented by Commonwealth Stadium. Click that thumbs up button if you're watching on YouTube. Let's get over 100 here quickly. We're actually doing well with the thumbs today, so give us those clicks. If you want the song again, here it is.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, so we had Stan Bowman on. Jay and I will give our impressions. We didn't talk about this, and we're making notes while we're doing it. You give your first, one of your key impressions from that interview.
I thought he was very open and straightforward. I thought the answers he gave provided a lot of context and perspective from their side as to why they were made. Clearly, I mean, that was a question you asked, is what's the goalie situation look like? He had an answer that suggested that this is the way that the NHL might be going, is that you're not just going to depend on one player, but it can be a by-committee position, of which that would make sense for a player like Frederik Andersen to come in.
But I still... I understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
That, yes, you don't have a 60, 65, 70 games played goalie anymore.
Correct.
You have to use 2, maybe 3 goalies. Doesn't mean they're all good. That was really the heart of my question. Okay, like, even if a guy is playing, one guy's playing 50 and the other guy's playing 34 or whatever it's going to be now, then you still have a number one. You're just using your number. So
but one of those pieces is Devon Levi. That's a big TBD.
But I don't feel assured about who he thinks their best goalie is going to be. He kind of suggested it probably won't be Levi because he's the youngest of the bunch.
Well, then what would that lead you to believe? That Frederik Andersen
for sure,
would be their number one, so to speak, goaltender.
Well, I guess Andersen by default is, yes. And quite frankly, his career, he's had a, maybe not stellar, he's had a solid career. Like, if he would have retired, you'd look back on that guy and be like, that's pretty good.
Yep. No disrespect to Tristan Jarry, but you can only judge him by what's happened here at Edmonton.
Right.
And it was less than stellar, to say the least. So I would absolutely think that Frederik Andersen is going to be that guy, the number one goalie.
Right.
But is it more of a 60-40 split? Right? Like, do you think they're going to carry 3 goaltenders the entire season?
Well, if they're all healthy, maybe. I mean, if they don't want to expose Levi to waivers.
I think it would be Andersen and Jarry. And then...
Well, Andersen's the number one.
For sure. But I think they're doing this also to face the realities of injuries that have crept up in his career for the entirety of his career.
Right.
With Frederik Andersen.
I was texting with someone who covers the Hurricanes, who says Andersen can't handle a heavy workload anymore, but you can play him a couple times a week and he can be very good. He has a knee problem that is never going away. Well, if he plays a couple times a week, that's still 2/3 of your games. So maybe Freddie Andersen isn't a guy who can play, 6 in a row and then get spelled off. He can play 2 in a row and then get spelled off, or can play 4 out of 7 or something like that, which is fine. And look, his stats last year weren't good in the regular season. .874 save percentage over 35 games, by far his weakest season. The previous year he was .899, which is around what the league average is now. His playoff was exceptional. Winning 13 games, goals against average under 2. So I do think there's a pretty good goalie there. But I still think that there's a question mark over him, and I still think there's a relatively large question mark over that position. Maybe I'm overly cynical.
No, I think you're perfectly accurate, but I would say June 30th versus July 2nd, are they better in goaltending?
Yes, Andersen makes them better. Sure, that's fine. That's a fair comment. All right.
Now, July 30th to June 30th to July 2nd, are they better defensively?
I'm not sure. I think they're better on the PK, if you want to include that in defense.
Okay, let's include that.
And I kind of, again, that last question was like, I think I know what he's going to tell us, but I want to hear him say it. So Shea can kill. Shea was an elite killer. Like I think Dusty said he was in the 88th percentile, if you look at some of the individual contributions. Joseph can kill, right? So hopefully this means McDavid doesn't kill.
And they have Dickinson and they have Murphy.
And Dickinson and Murphy came in and are hopefully healthy. So that's encouraging.
Now, he did mention, a player like Jake Wallman has to take on a bigger role. Yep. That is a major, what we've said all day, to be determined. Can Jake Wallman take that next step and push a player like Ryan Shea to the third pairing?
Right.
Right? I think for this to all work out in Stan Bowman's vision, that would have to be the case. Because he said Ekholm, Wallman, and then Shea.
Right.
As their left shot D.
Right.
Can Jake Wallman take that role?
So you got Bouchard, Murphy.
Probably Emerson.
Mukhamadullin, and Stastny still around. And one of those guys might get, maybe Stastny gets sent down.
But serviceable defensemen that you could call up if there were injuries.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Again, to me, still question marks with some of those players, but I get what they're hoping for with the plan. I think I do anyway. All right. So here's what we've talked about, somewhat with speculation, and now it's completely confirmed by Stan Bowman. I mean, am I being cheeky by saying Stan Bowman must have hated the way Chris Knobloch coached? Like, tell me, everybody. Because I said, okay, I basically said, convince me that you're going to take a step forward. I said, good, you had a good day. And I maybe should have said, some fans think you had a great day, but I kept it to what I was thinking. I said, you had a good day, but Leon said you took a step back. How do you make up that step and more, to get better? And he basically said, okay, well, we added these guys, but don't forget we have a new coaching staff and we have a lot of players who underperformed, and the coaches are going to help.
He briefly touched on the players, the acquisitions and the signings from yesterday,
Sure.
and then went more all in on the coaching staff and how much of a change they're going to make. So yes, Stan Bowman is clear that they are all in on this new coaching staff, this new arrangement with Mike Babcock as the head coach. And, DJ Smith improving the PK. And that players that underperformed last year are going to perform to close or near to close to their potential under the new coaching regime.
Right.
And once again.
Yeah, well, and this is the thing we're going to find out. Again, like we got people putting in, Ice says Knobloch was bad. I had criticism of Knobloch. I didn't think he was terrible. I have a lot of questions about Babcock, quite frankly, so we're going to find out. A lot of the fans seem to be more supportive of G.J. Smith than Babcock.
Well, he's a good guy. He's not the bad guy.
But this is what I've been saying too. Like Bowman's, like he came out and said it. Like players underperformed. If they play that way again after the coaching change, it might be, Stan, you picked a lot of these guys. Are they underperforming, or did you overestimate what they could do?
Fair point,
right?
Absolutely. But I think from management's perspective, they're all in on thinking that the change in coaching will make these players perform to the potential they thought they had.
Right.
But like you said, if they don't, if Trent Frederick comes back and has another, 30 games into the season, he's got 2 points.
1 goal or something. Yeah.
Right.
And just playing 4 minutes.
That's not good enough.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and as we even talked about, yes, McDavid had a ton of points. Was he the same? Not really. Draisaitl got a ton of points. Was he the same? To me, not really, because he didn't look mean most of the year. I don't know if he ever looked like mean, angry Leon.
Right. Which is a good version of Leon.
Right. Bush had his regular 12 to 15 game turnover frenzy at the start of the year. Mm-hmm. They kind of settled down. I guess Hyman missed most of the, what did he miss? 2 months. He missed a lot off the season. So, I mean, we'll see. This is like, Dustin brought it up to me yesterday. Like, is this the most important offseason? I was like, I don't know. Like, they're all important. And there's this, you know how I feel. I think it's an over-obsession with McDavid one day leaving. Like, okay, one day he's going to not be an Oiler. Like, just deal with the fact that he's here now and hope that he's on a good team. So I don't know. Like, I think every offseason is important. It's every GM's job to improve your team in the offseason. Like who was last? Vancouver? Like, okay, they're probably not going to be a cup contender this year, but it's their job to get better. But I do think it's the most fascinating offseason because of how everything played out. The way Knobloch was dismissed with the Cassidy rumors, right? Some of the things Leon and Connor said. And then, of course they'll be consulted about hiring the head coach, but they're not going to pick him. And it's like, well, they wound up kind of having a pretty big hand, more of a hand than they were supposed to in picking him.
But does it not say, like, okay, we've heard everything about Mike Babcock. We know what's happened in the past. We know the baggage that comes with that. Okay? What does it say to know that he was involved in getting Frederik Andersen here, that he had talked to Frederik Andersen, and Frederik Andersen agreed to come to Edmonton under a team coached by Mike Babcock? Is that not somebody vouching for Mike Babcock in Frederik Andersen?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
I mean, if it was so bad for Frederik Andersen under Mike Babcock, there's no way he's coming to Edmonton for a year.
No, of course not.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
that doesn't absolve everything. Okay, I'm not saying that.
Maybe I've been burned too much.
Of course, I mean, it's fair to question things,
and I don't think they're a bad team. I don't think any of these moves are bad. I guess I don't see this roster dramatically. It's different. I don't know if it's dramatically better than last season's. I like the potential on the PK, but yeah, I guess a lot of it is going to come down to coaching. Like apparently Babcock is, and DJ Smith and working with the guys who are here, that they're going to, like I said, so 93 points last year. Does Babcock make a 10-point difference? Are they a 103-point team? Are they a 108-point team? And how much is going to come down to goaltending? Are they a 103-point team with this goaltending trio?
I think that should be the phrase that coins this period, this free agency period, is to be determined. There really is so many unknowns, Reid.
Yeah. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino Inbox. You want to get to anything now or get to some after the break? We can compile some.
We'll get to some after the break.
Edmonton Sports Talk, of course, is presented by Play Alberta. Go to playalberta.ca/EST. You'll find some cool things there. Go to EST specials as well. We always have many of them up for you to sprinkle on, including Jay's Play of the Day, which is related to barrel racing at the Calgary Stampede. We got some CFL stuff coming up there, World Cup bets as well.
Jeez, look at that.
So
DJ.
jump in on those. What is it?
It's plus 334,000.
That's true, it is. Yeah, so mine's 3,300 to 1.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I better put $1 on that.
Well, here's the problem with that is I believe you, and this isn't just Play Alberta, but most places will cap the amount of winnings.
The pool, so to speak.
So when you have 334,000 odds, you put $1 on that, and 10 people do that, that's probably up against the cap.
You can't bet anymore.
So if you're having issues with it like I am, that's why.
Yeah, it says my outcome is suspended on that one.
Wow. Zeke Thurston to win the Saddle Bronc. Michelle Alley to win barrel racing. Ty Tapetat, bareback. Chance Vegan chuck wagons, all to win. Well, I am glad that I didn't because I don't know that Chance Vegan's going to get it done this year, Reid.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. More on our conversation with Stan Bowman. Here comes our buddy. Oh, wait. Are you ready, Coop? He's got his big bowl of salad going. He's got his giant bowl. The bowl, he's so big. The bowl is so big, I can't see him. Let me know when you're ready. I didn't realize you were mid-chew, Coop. Okay, here is a sports update with the now full-bellied Zachary Kubish.
NHL news, second overall pick Ivar Stenberg has signed his 3-year entry-level deal with the Sharks. Meanwhile, 25-year-old Jakub Dobiš has signed an extension with the Habs, 3 years at nearly $5.5 million annually. For the Elks, they've signed linebacker Isaiah King to the practice roster. Following this year's NFL draft, the 6'3" American signed a contract with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent. And down the QE2, it's a Stampede Bowl tonight. Argos at Stamps, a 7 o'clock start for that one. No Reggie Bagleton for Calgary. He's out with a knee injury, and the round of 32 continues. In the World Cup, Croatia and Portugal hit the pitch at 5. Winner moves on to play Spain, and later tonight it's Switzerland and Algeria kicking off at 9 o'clock. In basketball news, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Raptors, has inked a multi-year extension to stay in Toronto. Over to baseball. One game's live right now. White Sox, Guardians, Runlins, top of the first inning and warming up. The Cardinals are about to take on the Braves. This sports update is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. It's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com to find out more. The Oilers discussion debate continues. Here on the Reid Wilkins Show, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
To see the other nationalities, for example, like the Brazilian fans, unreal. The bar, the way they set it up, the way they dance, and their culture, they're outside, they're kicking the soccer ball with their kids, like just all those different cultures. It was unbelievable. And you mentioned England, those guys can party.
Oh yeah, they like to party.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Here's to the beautiful lakes and stunning landscapes Canada has to offer. And for the kayak, camping gear, and summer toys you used to enjoy them? Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca. Happy Canada Day.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Yes, we can tell you the July wing flavor of the month. Mango jalapeno flame grilled wings tossed in a bold mango pineapple or jalapeno glaze, mango jalapeno glaze that brings the perfect balance of sweet heat. Get them while they're hot for a limited time. Well, for the rest of the month. They sound great. We'll have to try those. Mango jalapeno. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. We had Oilers GM Stan Bowman on the show from about 4 to 4:15. Pretty interesting interview with him. Like, he also touched on basically keeping some cap space during the regular season. So it would probably be around $3 million once the RFAs are signed. And he said that they may add another forward. But if they're going to add cap space, that's probably another player like Matthew Joseph that you're signing for around $1 million to come in and help.
Yeah.
Is that how you took that too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino Inbox. Anything you want to touch on there?
Yeah, Paul from The Rock says, how did I go from a Stan doubter to a Stan lover? Great interview. Kyle says, 3 goalie system, 0 chance. Tristan Jarry will start and end next season on the LTIR. They'll use his money to help at deadline.
Well, I guess that could happen.
McLovin, Bowman just said they don't have a number 1. Why even ask if you're going to anoint Andersen number 1 regardless?
Like that we're anointing him the number 1?
I guess. We're not.
Well, I think they...
I think you need to ask what the system's going to look like.
Yeah, I think they brought in Freddie Andersen to play the most games. I think Bowman is just saying we're not going to have somebody play 60 games. Though I don't think that's really what I was asking either.
Library Pat says there's a high degree of risk with yesterday's additions. Nothing guaranteed. The most optimistic thing I'll take away is that they're not putting all the eggs in the Jarry basket.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's Jarry Levi, like, what are we talking about today? Like, everybody's freaking out. At least Freddie Andersen brings a pretty successful resume as a goaltender, you know?
Ian says, and that's why I can't give him a mark better than a B-. Did he do good? Absolutely. Getting something and no money for Nurse is a good right there. But other contracts won't hurt and opens up having Jarry go down if he sucks. But still lots of work to be done unless team plays better.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Sorry, unless team plays better D.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I mean, I've been giving it a C.
McLovin says Reid literally said Andersen is the number 1. I think that's what we're assuming.
That's what I'm assuming. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. That's what I'm assuming. I guess Bowman didn't say that. He said but still one guy is going to play the most. He basically said it would not be Levi.
Mm-hmm.
So who's more likely to be the hotter goalie? I mean, I guess he basically kind of said you're just playing who's ever doing better most recently. And hey, Carolina had to do that in the Stanley Cup final. I guess I'm just saying, what if we're in a situation where it's like, okay, that guy had another bad game. Okay, you're in. Okay, he had another bad game. Okay, now you're in. Okay, now he had another bad game.
Right.
You know, what if no one really grabs it even in short bursts. That's a little scary to me. But I think Andersen, I don't know. To me, Andersen's, if you did a depth chart, Andersen's the number one. It doesn't mean Jarry couldn't have a stretch where he plays, 4 games in a row if he's hot. But I still think, okay, let me ask you this. Of those 3 goalies, Oil Country, which one do you trust the most? Like if tomorrow the Oilers had to win a game, who's starting in net? It'd clearly be Freddie Andersen.
So
that's what I'm saying. So Bowman can say that there's not a number one and they need 3 goalies, but the top goalie in the Oilers organization is Freddie Andersen. Fair?
Very fair.
All right.
Tay says it was brought up earlier today on the Hangout about what cap space is now versus what it's worth at the deadline. I think Matthew said $7 million worth of cap space now is worth 27 at the deadline. Can you explain what that means?
I don't know what he meant. And they won't have $7 million because they still have to sign these RFAs, right?
Mm-hmm. Like it says on Puckpedia right now that the Oilers have $7.253 million available cap space.
Right.
Deadline cap space is listed at $33,158,000.
Oh, if it accrues over the course, maybe that's what they meant. That, it can accrue day to day over the course of the season. Sorry, I wasn't thinking along those lines.
So that just means it adds as it goes longer into the season with that cap space.
Right. But, they will have, was it Stastny, Doc? Who's the other one that was RFA'd, that was QO'd? I can't remember. Was it
Mukhamadullin?
Oh, yeah, they got to do him. I thought there was one other one.
Yeah.
Was it just those 3?
Stastny and Doc. There was. No, he went over to Europe, but he's not. He was
Yarventi.
Yeah, Yarventi was listed. on that.
He was listed on that. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to get to right now?
No, keep them coming in. 780-218-9999. Pineapple Profit. I don't understand the point of calling a goalie a number one just for the sake of having a number one goalie. They will all play as they will play.
Yeah, I get that. I just think if, again, Anderson's the best, their best goalie.
Okay, but if Frederik Andersen could play, how many games would be a proper or a normal split right now between a true starter and a backup? What is it, 70-30? 65-35? Ish?
Yeah, ish. Like he plays 54 games or something like that.
Right. So that's what it was with Skinner and Pickard.
Right.
Do you think...
And when they needed Pickard in the playoffs, he went in and won 6 in a row. So then he was the number one for that stretch, I guess.
Sure. But do you think if Frederik Andersen feels good, it's going good, that they will play him more, or are they going to put this on like a hard, finite timeline?
Well, maybe with his injury history, maybe he won't play. Like our contact in Carolina said, maybe he won't play more than 2 in a row.
Because that's what the Oilers were doing already last season, is they'd have scheduled days or games when the other goaltender would be in net no matter what.
Okay, so I guess what I'm really saying is it's great if the Oilers are going to keep 3 goalies on the roster. Are they keeping 3 competent goalies on the roster? Like, it's great to say, we don't have a true number one and everybody plays, if when the goalie goes in net, you feel really good about him being in net.
Yeah, this isn't the Minnesota Wild situation.
No, exactly. I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Levi doesn't have a lot of experience. Interesting prospect. Jarry was basically terrible last season, except for a few games. His playoff appearance was pretty good. I should say that. And then, Andersen is a good goalie that had a tough regular season and then was very strong in the playoffs. So I guess that's kind of what I was getting at,
Well, and let's look at this then from that perspective, Reid. Is if this team is being built to win a Stanley Cup, and you now have a proven Stanley Cup playoff stud, the way that Frederik Andersen played in these past Stanley Cup playoffs, that's a good thing to have. That's a good player to have on your roster. someone who can shut the door. I mean, what did they lose? 2 games in the first 3 rounds?
Yeah.
Or 3 games? Like, phenomenal.
Well, it's 1 game.
1 game.
Wasn't it just 1 game? No, what was it again?
They swept.
Swept, and then in 5, Habs, over the Habs.
Yeah, they were 12-1.
12-1. Frederik Andersen, 13-2. He was injured the last 3 games.
Because Andersen lost a game in the playoffs, and Boosie came in when they came back from 4-0 down, but still lost. So he took the loss in that game. So that was their 3rd loss. Yeah.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
Stan Bowman joined us on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. All right. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. I'm not used to this. That I feel like I'm being harder on, because Stan Bowman, generally everything he does just makes people mad. And as he actually won some people over, and now I'm the one saying, wait a minute, how can you be so sold on some of these moves?
I think you're realistic. You've always been realistic. You think probably how one should think when looking at the Oilers critically. But when you hear the Oilers general manager come on this show, answer questions openly and, from what we can say honestly, that alone would get you some respect. He also alluded to the fact that they were up against the cap the first year he was here.
Right.
And this is almost the first year where it's kind of a way or a situation where he now has some play money.
Right.
He has some house money to go out and do things, whether it be over the summer or whether they hold on to that until the deadline and bring in that right player because they have the space. I mean, I don't know if you can. I mean, I thought it was one part of that conversation that was quite interesting was that he flat out said the Oilers have a lack of pure goal scorers, and that Ike Howard is someone that they would like to see move into that role.
Yeah,
as a pure goal scorer.
Well,
first off, who would you say are the Oilers' pure goal scorers?
Draisaitl, McDavid.
Would Nuge be a pure goal scorer?
No. Would even Hyman be? Like, Hyman busts his ass.
Right.
Like, okay, let me put it to you this way. Don't Hyman and Podkolzin score goals in similar ways? Hyman just does it more often.
For now. But I think Podkolzin could...
Right. I mean, Roslovic would have been a pure goal scorer, but that's all he could do.
So, but is that I don't know, is that unfair expectations of Ike Howard this year? Well,
they like what he did he got 50 points in 47 games in the AHL. You got to do it there first.
Sure. That's where Devon Levi did it.
But yeah, you got to start seeing it fairly soon, I would think. But yeah, that was interesting that he said that, for sure. Yeah, it was an interesting interview. I don't know. I feel like I got a little bit of a different lens, perhaps, which is fine.
McLovin says, "I'm not sold. Keep being tough, Reid."
Well, thank you, McLovin.
Poopstain says Andersen is not going to help the Oilers any more than the $2 million contract he signed. Well, the contract was for $1 million. Now I believe
with bonuses can go to 2.8. Is that what it is? I think.
Yeah, that's what it is for what games played.
Well, and if you...
I think if they win the cup and he plays half the games,
if you're an Oilers fan, you want him to make every one of those bonuses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he's worth that much, though, when he plays at the top of his game. But the problem is...
No, put the bonuses on it. That's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
Say, okay, if you're telling us that you can play this many games and you can be the guy, it's kind of like what they did in Winnipeg with Jonathan Toews.
Yeah, you see a lot of older players get a deal like that. And when you bet on yourself, it can work out for both sides, right? Because the cap hit's different than earning the bonus.
Sure. But again, I'm going to be harping on this point probably all summer long. I think Mike Babcock has manipulated his way into a very good position. Okay?
A win-win situation?
If it's December 31st and Trent Frederick has 2 goals, then Mike Babcock can say, what's Mike Babcock supposed to do? He scored, 3 last year? I can't turn a 3-goal scorer into a 30-goal man. I'm not.
I think he had 5.
Did he get to 5? Did Frederick get to 5?
I thought he did because remember I said after the Olympic break that would be like your mid-season wish list for the Oilers?
Oh, right.
We did something. It was for Frederick to double his goal tally. Or
4 goals. 7
sorry.
points.
7 points.
He had 7 points in 74 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if it's halfway through the season, he's got 2 goals, and people are like, why did you get more at Trent Frederick? Mike Babcock's going to say, what's Mike Babcock supposed to do? He's on pace for 4 goals. I guess that's who he is.
He didn't buy in.
If it's Christmas and Trent Frederick has 8 goals, and he's on pace for 16 or 17 like he's had in the past, Mike Babcock
did it.
Can say Mike Babcock knows how to unlock these guys.
Yeah, well, he's good at what he does, Reid. Put himself in a very opportune position.
Yeah, I agree.
And don't forget, everybody, the players wanted him. The players wanted Mike Babcock.
It's quite the onion. There's a lot of layers to the Mike Babcock.
That's another fallback
saga. Yeah. There's layers for him to fall back on.
Well, to be quite honest, it's also a fallback for Stan Bowman because the players wanted Mike Babcock.
That's true as well, that extension. Yeah. Huh.
All right. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We got buying or selling come up. We didn't have a show yesterday. We didn't have this show yesterday. We had a show yesterday. It was a 6-hour show. So we'll have Wagon Wednesday today for Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Words of the day coming up as well. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
2 guys and a
I think
goalie.
there's something there. He's 24 right now, going through the pitfalls, the highs and lows of the American League and trying to get to the NHL. And he's got a fresh start now. That's a cool thing for a guy to have. And we'll see how it goes. It might work, it might not. But I did like the fact that they went and got Devon Levi.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Kickoff is coming. Are you in? July 9th. Elks, Red Blacks at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Salute to Service presented by YEG Plus. Come early for a pregame flyover and help us celebrate the heroes and first responders who make our communities great. Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. The best way to experience it is being there when it happens. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year. Get your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
This summer, River Cree Resort and Casino welcomes reggae royalty for an evening with one of the world's most inspiring entertainers, Ziggy Marley. 9-time Grammy winner, Emmy winner, activist, storyteller, musician, legend. Ziggy Marley, The Bright Side Tour. July 5th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Sentinel Storage presents.
Hi, I'm Alistair Johnston with Canada Soccer. My only dream was to become a professional footballer. Looking back at that young kid, here I am, now representing my country.
From local fields to the world stage, Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Canada Soccer.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
World Cup action, Portugal and Croatia. 5th minute of action, it's tied 0-0. The winner of that will move on to face Spain, who got by Austria 3-0 earlier today. And at 9 o'clock, it'll be Algeria and Switzerland. They close out the night today. To the NHL. Second overall pick, Ivar Stenberg has signed his 3-year entry-level deal with the Sharks. Meanwhile, 25-year-old Jakub Dobiš has re-upped with the Habs on a 3-year deal worth $5.5 million per season. For the Elks, they've signed linebacker Isaiah King to the practice roster following this year's NFL draft. The 6'3" American signed a contract with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent. Down the QE2, it's a Stampede Bowl tonight. Argos at Stamp. 7 o'clock start. No Reggie Biggleton for Calgary. He's out with a knee injury. And in basketball, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Raptors, has signed a multi-year extension to stay in Toronto. Over to the majors. 1 games live, top of the second. Runless, White Sox, Guardians, and warming up, it's the Cardinals about to take on the Braves. Later on, we'll see the Tigers and Rangers go at it. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Yeah, Portugal, Croatia underway. We're keeping an eye on that one. Elks play on Saturday at 5 in Kelowna against the British Columbia Lions. Worst home jerseys in the CFL by a wide margin.
The black?
Yes.
Yeah. Huh.
You know, okay, here's a dissenting.
Actually,
here's an unpopular opinion. I love the Red Blacks imagery. Imaging. I think the Red Blacks uniforms are awesome. I wish there was color on the pants. Like they just have black pants now. I love the giant R. I know I make fun of the name, but I love it. I'm making fun of that they write it in all caps. It's like, come on. That's why I do the Red Blacks thing.
This year's jersey is a nice jersey.
And the helmet, the white one, and the helmet looks
with
awesome.
The 3 stripes,
yes, or even the black ones look good.
I'm not so keen on the black,
but the pants need a red, like a bright red stripe or like a deep red stripe down the side. But the Lions black kit is horrendous, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why they, like the Elks still go with the white shirt and the gold pants.
Yeah,
on road games, like that is crisp.
Well, I think they wore the green pants in Ottawa, but I still like just the gold pants.
But they don't, there's not too much change. Like the Labor Day all whites, classic.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
But the green and gold, the home, it's beautiful. I don't know why, I get it. But even for the BC Lions, why is your home kit one of the worst iterations of your jersey?
Yeah.
Like they had, like the G. Roy Simon, silver pants,
burnt orange
black,
and
black.
No. Burnt orange and white pants with the white helmets. That was the one.
That was the Buck Pierce. Ugh.
Yeah, you didn't like those. To me, that's the jersey they had when I was a kid.
Pasaglia. That's what I want.
Oh, you like
the silver pants, the black. It was a black jersey.
Yeah,
but it was a black helmet with the beast, with the lion.
Right.
Or was it the gray helmet? It was a gray helmet. Reid, it was.
Yeah,
it was gray pants, white top, gray helmet.
Well, but at home they would wear a black top, I think, for a while. But last year, they didn't have a white. Remember, they wore gray? Now, also, the Riders jerseys they wore against Toronto, horrific. You couldn't see I would hate to be doing play-by-play for that game. I wonder what the guy who was calling the game on TSN thought.
I said that to my wife when we were watching. I'm like, Dusty must be hating calling
I might have been in touch with him during the game.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, this whiteout and the white freeze and all that. Okay.
The Lions Pacific Frost or whatever it's called is okay, but what's the Lions the is it Prairie Freeze? Prairie
The Saskatchewan?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, like morning frost.
Yeah. It's like sounds like a deodorant.
Pilsner chill.
That's what they should have called it. Oh. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, 5:00. So we got that to look forward to on the weekend. We're going to the Stingers game on
Sunday.
Who are they playing again?
It's the Sea Bears.
Oh yeah, it's the Manitoba Sea Bears. One of my favorite teams.
One of your favorite teams. It makes perfect
sense. I think I like every team in the CBL.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of all the
River Lions.
Oh, the River Lions. I want to be a River Lion.
I wonder what
dance for me, boy.
You should pretend you think that the Sea Bears are River Lions and chirp them like the River Lion would.
Yeah, I should. Oh yeah,
and they'd be like, "We're not.
I'm coming for you, child. Let me get to the point, guard."
Yeah, we're sitting. Well, I'll just say, our good buddy Damon Bunting taking us to the game.
We're going with Damon Bunting?
Yeah, we're going to be courtside, baby.
And this is Buying or Selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area. For over 18 years, he and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. So we have that to look forward to next week. Well, Jay and I enjoy every day working together, but we also look forward to our... Is this the third annual golf classic? No.
Yep.
Third annual golf classic.
Yep.
That's Wednesday, July 8th at the ranch. Now it is full.
Oh yeah.
But if you want to come to an EST event,
oh yeah.
What's coming up later in July?
Saturday, July 25th, 6 p.m., St. Albert Rugby Club. This would be also the third.
No, this would be the fourth.
This would be the fourth
Nasty Bash,
right?
Because the first Nasty Bash was supposed to be
pre-EST.
Farewell to 1260. We're leaving radio forever. Goodbye. Oh no, we aren't. We're opening a station. The second Nasty Bash was they put this idiot in the Smash Mask costume, and he almost suffocated,
fainted.
Then last year's Nasty Bash was Kion Julian Grant late touchdown at Montreal.
And the fourth Nasty Bash
is going to be, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows what'll happen?
Who's going to be the hero of the fourth Nasty Bash? Find out for yourself. It's free to cut. This is essentially an EST hall party. If you're in Winnipeg, it's an EST social. Come, join us. Hang out. It's free. Now you have to pay for your own food and beverage, but it's free. Come to the St. Albert Rugby Club, Saturday, July 25th.
The tickets are free?
Yes.
Oh.
No, well, they're not. There is one piece of criteria.
Okay, sorry.
You need to email to come to the event.
Yes, you can't just show up.
Maddie needs to know the numbers.
There's still a list.
So the email is RSVP, which stands for
Reply or Response S'il vous plaît. No, not Reply S'il vous plaît. Reply A.
RSVP at edmontonsportstalk.com. That's RSVP at edmontonsportstalk.com. Saturday, July 25th, 6 p.m., St. Albert Rugby Club. Come one, come all. The only thing you have to do is RSVP.
Yeah.
Simple. It's going to be a fun time.
Free kick for Portugal here. One of the Croatian players is lying down behind the wall like you enjoy. Is Ronaldo going to take it? He sure is. Oh, he got blocked. And goes out of it. Now, speaking of uniforms, is this a uniform you associate with the nation of Portugal?
'Tis not. I think Croatia...
I guess they have green on their flag, though, at least.
Sure. I guess the collar has green. Ooh.
Oh, no, I think it just missed. Did it hit him right in the sensitive male area?
Oh, Reid, I think it did.
He might have turned and got... Oh, no.
No, he turned right into it.
That's...
or...
That's...
I don't know if you can say he turned into it, but something.
So I like when Croatia wears the white checkerboard jerseys.
I do appreciate that these blue jerseys still have the checkerboard theme.
Yeah, when you see them up close.
That always just is synonymous with Croatia for some reason.
Yes. Yeah. And this is the final game in Toronto. Tonight's game, Switzerland, Algeria in Vancouver. Then there's one more in Vancouver. So you wanted to do buying or selling for Damon Bunting. Okay, I think now there's a lot of soccer fans in the world. You and I have watched the World Cup before. But in terms of interested in in single World Cup, this one is like off the charts for me. Like I'm loving it. I'm watching. I haven't watched every game, but I've sat at home in the evening. Hey. Last weekend, I think it was the Sunday night. I'm at Mom and Dad's. My dad's like, "Are there any sports on?" I'm like, "Well, Jays were in the afternoon. The CFL week is over because this was the previous weekend, I think." I'm like, obviously hockey's done. There's like Iran and New Zealand or something. Oh, okay. He watched the entire game.
Sure.
My dad's probably watched more World Cup soccer in the past 3 weeks than the rest of his life combined.
Reid, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't watched more of this World Cup than any other World Cup for sure. But I think the time zone does make a huge difference.
Well, I feel as if this is is it built for the Pacific time zone mostly?
What?
This World Cup. Because tonight's Switzerland-Algeria game, that's 11 Eastern. There have been games that have started at 10 Mountain Time.
Well,
That's
Canada
midnight
and the
Eastern.
U.S. are massive countries, so
Yeah,
you're
true.
going to have to deal with those. And I think East Coast time zone people are used to the later
I guess maybe
starts
they're
anyways.
used to it, yeah.
I mean, 9 o'clock Mountain is pretty late.
Right.
The 2030...
The next World Cup?
Yes.
It's in Portugal, Spain, and Morocco, but there are going to be
opening matches to be played in Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay.
Right.
It's the 100th anniversary.
Right.
So Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. So what time is it in Morocco or Portugal, say?
Current time in Portugal. It is, they're like 7 hours ahead.
So it's past midnight.
It's just past midnight, 16 past midnight.
Yeah, so if Canada plays at the 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock game, that's 2 o'clock. Or sorry, 1 o'clock.
No, if they play a 2 p.m. game.
Oh, I mean, if they play a 6 p.m. game in Portugal,
it'll be 11 in the morning here.
Oh, yeah, backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
So that actually might...
That's not too bad.
But it's...
We still watch it. We're
the earliest the games are 1.
So yeah, there's been some noon local time. Like the game in Houston on...
So that would be 6 a.m.
Right. Yeah, that's not too bad.
That's not
5
too
or
bad.
6 a.m. Because the Houston's game for Canada-Morocco on Saturday is noon central because it's 11 a.m. here.
But what if they play in Uruguay, Argentina? Like, what time is it in Argentina right now? Is that not...
Oh, they wouldn't be too far off
That
us.
wouldn't be too far off,
They're
right?
probably either Central or Eastern time. Time in Argentina, 8:17 p.m. Okay, so it's our maritime time.
Yeah. So 3 hours difference. So that's manageable.
Yeah. But it's only the opening match. The Argentina...
Opening matches.
Yeah, each country's getting one.
Okay.
I think. That's how I understand it. And isn't there... And I think there was some talk about expanding to 96 teams or something like that. And then they're like, that's like almost half the teams in FIFA. But they don't need to all be at the World Cup.
Right. So this one still says 48 teams, which is the expanded format for now.
For now, I think they would probably stick with this.
I think they should stick with this.
Yeah, I mean, even in this round, we've seen some mismatches, right? So I don't know if they're going to go. I'm trying to find now what the talk of expansion was. Hang on. Now I want to get the number.
Did this guy take another one in the...
Is he? Oh, did he get a knee?
Man.
At the March, okay, I don't know where this is at now. At the March 2025 FIFA Council meeting, CONMEBOL, that's the South American organization, proposed a one-off 64-team tournament to honor the tournament's centennial anniversary. Critics claim this would devalue the qualification process, as if they went to 64 teams, that would be 30% of FIFA in the tournament. So, too much. I doubt they would do that.
Leezy Baby in the nasty chat says, we're into it because we finally have a horse in the race.
Well, that's true. Canada's not a
with you.
walkover team. Can you imagine if we beat Morocco?
Yeah.
But just going into the final 8, like, my word. By Jove, that'd be amazing.
By Jove.
Like, it'd be like...
Whoa! Whoa!
Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's what it would be like.
Make it so, number one.
All right, we got Buck coming up.
Should be.
This will be fun. That was buying or selling for Damon Bunting. You can text us at 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Go to rivercreeresort.com. Check out the upcoming shows, including David Lee Roth, who was in that clip.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be there on July 10th. All right, first, we got a sports update with the Coop.
19 minutes into action. Currently in the 20th minute of play, Portugal, Croatia still tied 0-0 out at BMO Field in Toronto. The winner of that match goes on to play Spain in the round of 16. And later tonight, Algeria, Switzerland, they meet at 9 o'clock. That wraps things up for today in the World Cup. NHL news, second overall pick Ivar Stenberg has signed his 3-year entry-level contract with the Sharks. Meanwhile, 25-year-old Jakub Dobeš re-upped with the Habs on a 3-year deal worth nearly $5.5 million per season. In Elks news, they've added linebacker Isaiah King to the practice roster following this year's NFL draft. The 6'3" American signed a contract with the Eagles as an unrestricted free agent. And down the QE2, it's a Stampede Bowl tonight. Argos at Stamp, 7 o'clock start. No Reggie Bakleton for Calgary. He's out with a knee injury. In basketball, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Raptors, he's inked a multi-year extension to stay with the Raptors. And in the majors, pair of games live currently still runless between the White Sox and Guardians midway through the third inning. Top of the first, it's the Cardinals and Braves knotted at zeros. And warming up, we see the Rays about to take on the Royals. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Greg Buchanan up next to talk all things World Professional Chuck Wagon Association. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The oil stream.
Doc, don't mind. Here's hoping that he signs. I like him as a player.
I think that's something that gets done, right?
I think he's wanting to be here in Edmonton. But Jorventi, that whole situation still kind of confuses me. And then Spencer Stastny. When he came in, kind of like a lot of players when the Oilers, there was like, oh, you know what? The Oilers actually did okay with this. And then
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's the weekend. The sun is out, and everyone, yes, even the kids, are bored. Bring them to the Canadian Brewhouse. Our patios have games to keep the whole family going. Rooftop views, real turf to run around on, and misters for when the summer gets serious. Oh, and we've still got the game on. Always. All day, all weekend, all summer. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. 0-0, Portugal, Croatia in Toronto.
Hydration
break. It's the hydration break in the 24 minutes. I had one of those in our
hydration break
video earlier today that we did on Instagram. And we actually are drinking. Oh, you're having coffee. Do you have your iced coffee, eh?
Yeah.
I have a little glass of water here. Amazing stuff. Now we're perfectly hydrated. There's been a lot of hydration from the sky for the World Professional Chuck Wagon Association. We got WPCA Wagon Wednesday, presented by Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Feel the thunder at Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Live horse racing, heart-pounding action, casino excitement, and great dining all in one place. Grab your friends and make your next night out unforgettable at Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Visit today and bet on the excitement. And our buddy from the WPCA, Greg Buchanan, is checking in. If you're on the YouTube feed, first of all, give us a thumbs up. Buck's on location, baby. What are you doing?
Oh, no.
No audio, Buck. No audio. You gotta get your mic going.
I saw the shot.
Is he trackside?
This is incredible.
Is he trackside? Yeah, we got to get the audio going. That's amazing. Kubel work it out. Yeah, give us a thumbs up, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, we got you, Buck. Hey, where are you? What's going on?
So this is called H-Barn. This is the Calgary Stampede. 10 nights, kicks off tomorrow. So we're going to give you, before we talk about Ponoka guys in the rain, there's not much to talk about. 1 night of racing out of 6 nights. We're giving you a tour. How's that?
This is
behind the
fantastic,
barns. Bucky. This is the day before. Ross Knight's wagon. Look at that. Look at that wagon. That's amazing.
You got to describe it, Buck, because I can't quite see it, and we do have people on the audio stream, too.
So describing it, it's a cowboy holding, it looks like a whiskey bottle with a gun. And a lot of different designs on it. And then there's a knight at the front of the wagon, of course, with the name Ross Knight from St. Walburg, Saskatchewan.
That looks
so there
great.
You go.
Yeah.
Wow,
okay.
that's
perfect.
So if you, Montana is my producer here behind the camera. There we go. Montana Harden, that is Chad Harden's daughter. So right now the guys are just getting ready. You'll have a fellow painting here, the Chance Flat. Jacob, give us a wave. Give us a wave. There we go.
Right on.
There we go. So a lot going on. You'll see horses being walked right now. There we go.
So, Buck, this is incredible visuals. A great treat for our YouTube viewers. Ross Knight.
Yeah, it is.
Now, as you know what it's like, when you start your career, you remember things. So I remember a lot of things from Lloyd the first time through. And Wayne Knight was the first CPCA champion I covered. Is Ross related to him?
Yes, they are.
They are related. Okay.
Yes, they are related. They
are more
related.
family tie. Is Wayne still racing CPCA or anywhere?
No.
Okay.
No, he's retired. He's retired.
Okay. But he was very good.
4-time Canadian champion, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of activity. What time does it start tonight?
It actually starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow.
Before we wrap things up, we're going to be joined by the current world leader in the point standings in WPCA. We have a little bit of time. Aubrey Mottuello is waiting for us.
Aubrey Mottuello, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Aubrey, we're ready to go. Come on over.
This is fantastic.
This is live. This is
Bucky,
how it goes.
you are the best. This is live on location.
I just got squeezed by somebody. Right now, joined by Aubrey Mottuello, top of the world standings after Ponoka, and you'll be the top of the world standings after Calgary because no world points are on the line here. Before we talk about Calgary, got to talk about Ponoka. 1 of 6 nights of racing.
Yeah, very unfortunate. The rain there wasn't measured in inches like normally. It was in feet basically, and you get that much water on that track, and safety of the horses, drivers, and outriders is always first. And it was a tough decision, but it was the right one.
How hard is this show, the Calgary Stampede, to win?
Oh, it's tough, right? I mean, you got 27 guys, but not only that. I mean, there's some guys, they've got fathers and sons. They can stack outfits, and relatives. They can stack outfits, and you're racing against the best of the best, and 10 nights, it's you got to be fast, but you got to be clean. So it means it's a little bit of a marathon, but you got to be tough every night. You got to hook the best every night, and it's the same for everybody.
What would it mean for yourself, for your sons who are out riding for you, to be on that stage championship Sunday and getting that great big check?
Yeah, it'd be great. I've been close a couple times, and probably cap off my career. Really, it's not that I'm quitting.
Now.
I'm not retiring anytime soon. But you know what? If I got that, on my mantle, I'd be very, satisfied with my career. And it's just one. It's kind of, I haven't won yet, and it's one I need to win.
You talk about legends in the sport. We lost one in Tommy Glass just a few nights ago. What was Tommy Glass? What did he mean to you?
Yeah, I honestly didn't know him really well, but just watching some of the interviews and just hearing other guys go, he was a legend in the sport, and anytime you lose a legend, it's tough to take, and he's gonna be greatly missed around the barns and on the radio and everywhere else, and just really, really sad for the family.
Thanks a lot. Get back to the barn stuff, and we'll see you on the track.
Thank you.
That's Mukhamadullin, the current world leader right now. Of course, big news a few nights ago, Tom Glass passed away, had a stroke a week before that, and succumbed to that stroke. Now, he is usually the co-host for the Racing on Sportsnet. Taking his place will be Mark Sutherland. So that's the big news coming from the Calgary Stampede. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the tour. Hopefully you enjoyed all that stuff.
Bucky,
Loved it, Buck.
This has been phenomenal. I mean, I think this needs to now become part of Wagon Wednesday, because this is too good to not repeat. I
raised the bar too high now. I raised the bar too high.
Yeah, it's high. Now, I appreciated that interview you had with Mukhamadullin, but looking at our good friends at Play Alberta, they put odds on everything, and they've got odds on this 10 days of racing, and Chance Vegan is still noted as the favorite. Is that just because of the past history he's had at the Stampede? And how do you think a racer like Mukhamadullin, who is number one in the world standings, can take a run at Chance Vegan over the next 10 days?
Well, a lot of things happens every night in chuck wagon racing, good and bad. So Aubrey is very competitive, has had some great shows already this year here. That's the reason why he's on top of the world standings. Yeah, the Calgary Stampede is one that's been eluded him. And Chance Vegan, he comes off the barrel so hard, and he has a goal, and he has a goal to win another world championship. Of course, he has to get to Rocky Mountain House and have that lead and wrap up the season there. At the same time, he wants to win another Calgary Stampede. Won it last year, and when you win one, you want to win another one. And yeah, Chance Vegan's tough to beat, and he builds his outfits, and he builds everything he does from the start of the season to the end to win 3 shows. Or win 3 events. That's Ponoka Stampede, also the Calgary Stampede, and to be a world champion. So you know what his mission is, and watch for those pink sunglasses to be the pink blur on the track.
Now, I wanted to ask you, what is that? It's hard to even explain, but it's some sort of a blue. It looks like it looks blue behind you. It almost looks like it's blue sky, but it can't be blue skies around there in Calgary. I mean, that wouldn't be WPCA weather.
Montana, look up. That's blue. It's not raining. That's weird. That's weird. We'll have to come back with that, but I don't know how to explain that.
Bucky, how much effect has the weather had on this year's WPCA season? I mean, you talked about Ponoka, but just how are the drivers keeping up? How are you guys handling all this? Because it's just been quite unfortunate, to be honest.
Well, and it's not just the race season itself. It's leading into the race season. We had that late snow. Where the heck is snow coming that late in the season? And we had snow, and a lot of guys don't get the training like they would like, get the air in the lungs and everything else you want for the horses to be fit and ready to compete. So you put that into play, and then you put it into a rain out in Wainwright. And then what happened in Ponoka is it's the 90th edition of the Ponoka Stampede. Trust me, they want to race all 6 days, and they wanted to win that $90,000 Tommy Dorchester Memorial Championship. It was the 90th edition of the Ponoka Stampede. It's sad that Mother Nature and the track had something to play with it. But again, we carry on, and we're looking at the Calgary Stampede. Don't look at the forecast. We have 10 nights of racing. It's going to be fine.
Bucky, 10 nights of racing, that says a lot. I mean, the biggest, I guess, weekend or week you have prior to this is Ponoka, and that's about half the nights, or not even that many, this past season. How does that affect the drivers? Do they run with different outfits? Are they changing their leads throughout the week?
Yeah, a lot of them have about 3 outfits they'll go with. Long barrel, short barrel. and then another outfit just in case. So a lot of these guys go down the road with over 20 horses, if not more. And you only have so many stalls here at the Calgary Stampede, so you have to make a deal with somebody outside of Calgary and keep your horses there and then haul them back in.
Cool.
But yeah, it's like managing a pitching staff on a baseball team, honestly. You talk to a lot of guys there, and it really is, because you go into a series, a best-of-7 series in baseball, you have to know your starters. Okay, who's going to be in middle relief? Okay, who's going to be your closer? That's how it is for the Calgary Stampede, to managing your barn and your horses.
Now, last time we talked to you, you were right here in studio, and that was fantastic. We'll have to tee that up again.
There we go.
But this might even be as good, if not better, with the visuals. I mean, it looks beautiful there.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back here again next Wednesday. Do the same thing.
Sure.
Maybe
okay, we got to do it Thursday again.
Yeah, Thursday or
Because our
Wednesday
golf
or
tournament's
Thursday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh, and I didn't get invited. Really?
Well, we knew you were busy working, Bucky.
Yeah.
But there's always room for Bucky, you know. But hey, last time you said that you were going to be interviewing Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, yeah.
Did that ever come to fruition, and how did it go?
Okay, it kind of did and kind of not. So it was weird. Dwight's a nice guy, first of all. A little different, but did the interview prior to the concert, right? And it was very, really short. It was like, Dwight, how's the tour? Okay, I got to go. And that was about it. And so I'm sitting there watching the concert, comes to an end. I'm sitting where the food is and the beverages, like, surprise. And then all of a sudden I get a tap on my shoulder, and it's Dwight saying, hey, do you got time? Sorry about before. Let's do this again. I get pulled onto his bus, and I sit there with him for about 45 minutes to an hour.
No.
And yeah. So that's pretty
awesome.
Cool. He's a really nice guy. He's got a lot of years on him. He's got a lot of hard country bus tours on him too. So, but a super guy, and they had some other great acts there too. They had Sawyer Brown at Ponoka too. So there's a legendary band that performed. So yeah, it's. I met a lot of neat people in the years, and Dwight Yoakam was one of them. And the other guy I met in Lloydminster was Bob Dylan. So Bob and him are somewhat similar, but at least I can understand Dwight.
Well, Bucky, before we let you go and I get back to what you're doing there, it's fantastic again. We appreciate it. But one of our listeners was at the Ponoka Stampede, Mike, the Michigan fan, and he says he ran into you. He brought you some beverage. Oh,
yeah, brisket.
Maybe two.
Yes,
and he said some brisket. So I want to give, I'm going to put you on the clock here. Live review of Mike, the Michigan fan's brisket from Ponoka.
Rate on a scale of 1 to 10?
Sure.
About a 16.
Oh,
awesome.
Very good. Very good. So that night we got rained out. I had Chad Harden on, Montana's dad, also Preston Faithful on, and then the Flats on. And there was barely anything left for me. I was doing the interviews, couldn't really eat brisket while you're doing the interviews. I tried, but it's fantastic. I love to hook up with him again and get more brisket, but greatly appreciate that. And yes, and we appreciate you being a loyal supporter of Chuck Wagon Racing as well.
All right, Buck, enjoy the week. And yeah, we'll have to do Wagon Wednesday, Thursday again next week because we have our golf classic on Wednesday.
Sure.
Love
Perfect.
you, buddy. This looked incredible. Appreciate it.
So, thanks a lot, guys.
Wagon Wednesday for the World Professional Chuck Wagon Association and Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Feel the thunder at Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Live horse racing, heart-pounding action, casino excitement, and great dining all in one place. Grab your friends and make your next night out unforgettable at Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Visit today. Bet on the excitement. Great report there from Buck. Great Buchanan.
Live on Hey, do you think that's the first?
That was amazing.
Is that the first live on location? Like
that from a guest where he's taking us around, showing us around. Yes, I think that's. I mean, we have people on video all the time,
Sure.
but walking through the environment of the Chuck Wagon
and
barns, it's
excellent
pretty
video
amazing.
quality, excellent sound, audio quality.
Yeah.
I think we just found our niche with Bucky.
That was amazing. Well, the Rangeland Derby is massive.
It's the one.
Like it's the one. So yeah, that's going to be. I've got to go to the Chucks a couple times in Calgary. It's been a long time, but yeah, it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, when my wife was the Calgary Stampede princess, I was down there for the whole Stampede. Right. And when your wife is the Stampede princess, you get to go pretty much wherever you want. And every night at 8:00, I would be stuck on the rail listening to the horses just thundering out of the barrels and around the corner and then finishing off. It was honestly one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Meanwhile, we have hit our daily milestone. 100 thumbs on YouTube.
Well done.
But we still got 15 minutes left in the show, so if you haven't clicked, get in there and click away. Let's see how high we can go. We had Stan Bowman on earlier today. Coob, what's coming up with the Bowman interview if people want to watch it again or they missed it?
Yeah, after the Reid Wilkins show at 6:05 right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, at least on our YouTube channel, we will have a premiere of the entire interview with Oilers general manager Stan Bowman. So if you're on our live stream, please turn on autoplay if you didn't catch it all, and it'll carry right into that following the program here.
Right. Well, it'd be at 6, wouldn't it? Or is it 6:05?
I said it straight for 6:05.
So 6:05.
Now, I could
okay,
5 minutes
cool.
earlier because...
No, that's fine. It'll autoplay for people. Okay.
You set the times around here.
Yeah.
I'll set it. Whatever I said. 6:05.
Yeah.
Mex Bezozu, Jay, did you go around calling yourself the Calgary Stampede Prince? I did. You know, I asked her to marry me just as they were getting things going.
Well, I didn't. I don't know if you ever told me this before.
Mm-hmm. And
what year was this again?
06.
Okay.
I guess. Because we got married in 07. And they weren't too fond of that.
Of little J. Milne?
Of little J. Milne asking one of their princesses
Did you do it on
to
site?
put a ring on her finger.
So did you get down on one knee?
No,
What did you
I
do?
didn't. I did that in a private.
Well, why would they care then? That's none of their business.
Well, Reid, I don't know, but...
so you proposed to April at the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, let's just say I was treated differently after that, okay?
But you didn't do anything wrong.
I was the big bad prince.
You didn't do a public. You didn't do a public display. You didn't do a public proposal.
No, I
you
would
didn't
never do
interrupt
that.
anything.
No.
So why were they mad?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they didn't want her to have a ring on her
to be
finger.
the princess. Oh, they want all the guys meeting her, thinking like, "Oh, I got a chance."
Yeah,
here.
I got a chance. And I'm standing beside them, being like hell, you have a chance. Just going like this.
That's a weird flex by the Calgary Stampede.
Oh yeah, one of many. They're a big organization, Reid.
Yeah.
You don't want to get on their bad side.
Andrew Gross, who I used to work with.
Yes.
I will not do this story justice, but he got to do stand-up at the Stampede because, they have part of the grandstand show. And this was a big deal for him. I mean, that's a huge audience, the grandstand show. And it's 10 nights? So he was told, no swearing. It has to be clean.
Yeah. Very much family friendly.
But he had a joke. It was something about waiting in lines at Tim Hortons. I mean, we can get away with the odd naughty word on here. We try not to overdo it. But he told me the joke, and it didn't work unless he said the word prick. And
Okay.
he was told that's one of the jokes you have to change. They knew his set, so he took out other swear words. But this just didn't work. So he kept it in. And he comes off that night, and there's just people buzzing around. Oh, hey, Andrew, we're gonna need, we told you,
Bet there would be
all this stuff, and he's like, okay, he's like, well, okay, whatever. And then I can't remember what happened, but the head of the Stampede is coming to talk to him, the guy who runs the Stampede. So Andrew says I think he might have had a little dressing room or something, or was in a hallway. And this guy comes barreling in, and he's like a big cowboy,
Sure.
Big guy, big belly, the cowboy hat, the beard, the big mustache, the tasseled coat, the cowboy boots, the Wranglers, the belt buckle. And he comes in, he's like, "Hey, you're the comedian." And Andrew's like, "Yeah, that was me." "That was the best damn set I ever saw." And Andrew's like, "Yeah, those pricks ate it up, didn't they?" "They sure did." So he got to keep the word in for the rest of the rest of the night.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Anyway, what are we doing? Oh, Coop. And then we're going to spell words. Hey, thanks for checking out the show today. Remember, give us a thumbs up on YouTube if you haven't already.
Two matches left in the World Cup today. Round of 32 action between Portugal and Croatia just before halftime. Still 0-0 on the board, and whoever takes this match moves on to play Spain, who defeated Austria 3-2. earlier today. At 9 o'clock, it's Algeria and Switzerland. They hit the pitch. Action kicks back up tomorrow. To the NHL, second overall pick, Ivar Stenberg signed his 3-year entry-level contract with the Sharks. And out east, 25-year-old Jakub Dobiš re-upped with Habs on a 3-year deal worth nearly $5.5 million per season. In Elks news, they've signed linebacker Isaiah King to the practice roster following this year's NFL draft. The 6'3" American signed a contract with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent. Down the QE2, it's a Stampede Bowl tonight. Argos at Stamps for a 7 o'clock start. No Reggie Bagleton for Calgary. He's out with a knee injury. And to basketball, Darko Rajakovic, head coach of the Raptors, signed a multi-year extension to stay in Toronto. Over to baseball. 3 games live, currently top of the 4th. Guardians taking a 2-0 lead on the White Sox in bottom first inning, a high-run contest. Braves up 4-3 on the Cardinals. It's words of the day up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Stay tuned for that. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports. What can you tell us, I guess, the good of Ryan Shea?
He's a very good two-way defenseman. He can chip in offensively. He's a good puck mover, but he's a very steadying presence, too. We saw him play with Chris Letang. Chris Letang is a big risk taker. When Shea was with him, it kind of helped steady Chris Letang.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
This summer, River Cree Resort and Casino welcomes reggae royalty for an evening with one of the world's most inspiring entertainers, Ziggy Marley. 9-time Grammy winner, Emmy winner, activist, storyteller, musician, legend. Ziggy Marley, The Bright Side Tour. July 5th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. A reminder that coming up at 6:05, for those that missed it earlier, we had a interview with Oilers GM Stan Bowman. That will be replayed in its entirety on the YouTube stream, so don't go anywhere. It'll take you right into that if you have your, what do you call that, Coob, when your auto...
The autoplay. It's going to play automatically.
It'll take you right to it. Sean says in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, It was like the people of far, far away being angry at Shrek for marrying Princess Fiona. LOL, yes, Jay is Shrek in this story.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
appreciate that. Duffman. In the chat, in the inbox says, thanks for keeping me company, boys, while I drive through my third province of the day.
Oh, wonder what 3?
Well,
they'd probably have to be in sequence. They'd probably have to be adjacent.
They've got to be Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Imagine if it was like Manitoba, PEI, and Newfoundland or something like that.
I just saw something the other day.
BC, Manitoba, and PEI.
Didn't the Tragically Hip do 3 concerts in across from the Atlantic Ocean to Ontario and then out to BC? Thunderbird Stadium was their final concert of the day. They did 3
maybe
in one day across Canada.
I'm very sorry. You have to go get Canadian Trivia card. We got requests.
Right now?
Yeah, we got to do it right now. Then we'll do words of the day. It should be still on the table, Jay. If not, it's in your cubby.
We haven't played that in a while.
We haven't done that in a while. We haven't done Name the Animal. We got to do Name the Animal tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay,
we gotta remember.
I'll be ready for it.
It's probably been at least a month.
Yeah, I'll scrounge up all the animals I can
Get
find.
all the animals you've heard it on your arc in the back.
I saw a skunk for the first time ever last
In your
week. It
life?
ran right. Yeah, no, seriously, I don't remember ever seeing one. Apparently, there's 9 different patterns that you can get with the skunk. Yeah, the more you know.
That's amazing.
Lots of Googling.
Last time I
saw
saw a skunk, he didn't talk all that much.
By the way, we're presented by Play Alberta. Go to playalberta.ca/EST. Also look for the EST specials and do a little sprinkle. The afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999. That's presented by River Cree Resort and Casino.
Duffman says, correct, Jay. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba.
Nice. Perfect. Thanks,
True or
fellas.
false? Toronto was the first city in Canada to host the Olympics.
False. It was Montreal.
Frederick Banting and Charles Best are best known for what medical discovery?
Insulin.
What band's lead singer died from brain cancer in 2017?
The Tragically Hip.
In the novel Anne of Green Gables, who does Anne Shirley marry?
Oh, geez. Peter Bancroft.
Gilbert Blythe.
Good guy.
100 years ago, what was the most populous city in the Prairie Provinces?
100 years ago?
100 years ago.
I will say Winnipeg.
4 for 5. Not bad.
The Anne of Green Gables one I was never getting.
Who was the first Inuit player in the NHL?
Oh.
Don't overthink it.
2-2.
What was Maurice Rocket Richard advertising when he was penalized 2 minutes for
formula. Crease and formula.
Yes. What Ottawa singer was the first Canadian musician to have an album sell over 2 million copies in Canada?
Can you say that again?
What Ottawa singer was the first Canadian musician to have an album sell over 2 million copies in Canada?
Ottawa.
This is a female.
From Ottawa? I don't know. Anne Murray.
Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill.
Oh, crap. Okay.
What Canadian actress has starred in the movies The Vow, Midnight in Paris, and Sherlock Holmes?
Rachel McAdams.
What was Vancouver's General Motors Place renamed in 2010?
Oh, what do they call it now?
In Vancouver?
Yes.
Well, for the Olympics, it was Canada Hockey Place.
No, General Motors Place, where the Vancouver Canucks play.
What's it
what
called
was it
now?
renamed
What's
in
it called?
2010?
Rogers Arena.
Right. Thanks, Scoop. That's a wrong for me. I totally blanked.
4-4.
Not
Sorry,
bad. Not bad. I
8 for 10.
couldn't remember Rogers Arena, and it's Rogers Place in Edmonton. That's embarrassing. I did not bad otherwise. All right. Words of the day presented by the Edmonton Public Library. Tickets are going fast for too many papers. Tickets are going fast for EPL's after-hours escape room adventure, Locked Library, The Bookcase. Finish fast for the glory, or take your time and immerse yourself in a story inspired by classic detective novels during this after-hours escape room adventure on Saturday, July 25th. All proceeds from this event help support the work of EPL, with proceeds being reinvested into our collections, programs, and services for the community. Get your tickets, epl.ca/Locked Library.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
First word of the day, sagacious. Sagacious.
Sagacious. I will say SEGACIOUS.
SAGACIOUS.
I need a sentence. I don't know this word at all.
Student reviews paint the writing professor as a sagacious mentor and a compassionate teacher.
As like a one who is willing to pass on knowledge.
Sagacious may be considered a formal synonym of wise and discerning.
Well,
I gave you the benefit
really
of
what
the
I
doubt.
said.
We're going to give it to you.
Well, sage, to be sage, I guess that's where that comes from.
Second word of the day, bereft.
BEREFT. Lacking, or like to not have any, like to be bereft of compassion. Dun, da, da, da. Right, not bad.
2.5 out of 4, Reid. That's not bad at all.
All right, tomorrow, whatever, I think Frederik Andersen's going to do a Zoom call tomorrow, so we'll have some clips from that. We'll tee up the Elks and the Lions game. Who knows what other Friday fun we're going to have. On behalf of Zachary Kubish.
What's coming up at 6:05? If you autoplay, carry on YouTube, 6:05.
I did bump it up to 6 o'clock now.
Stan Bowman coming up. Our interview with Stan Bowman from earlier today. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and Jay Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Have a good night.